podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this is Dollar Beat.
BoxingVoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man. Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
BoxingVoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we're in for a doozy.
Bomb Squad!
In a startling new revelation, the younger brother of Deontay Wilder has come out and made some allegations. We didn't jump on this right away because he took to his Instagram story, and that, erases after 24 hours. But today, I was able to catch the second message that he put out, which could be seen right here on the YouTube channel. And the second is him asking a question to Quora.com. It's like a search engine that answers your questions. And obviously the question tells it all. He says, what force of a fist punch would it take to break the skull? Now, obviously, there's going to be some grammar issues in a lot of what he said, and I understand some of this could be the reasons that maybe some of the mainstream media stood away. But nonetheless, I think that there is a story, regardless of the grammar issues, So he asked Quora basically if a punch could cause some sort of dent in the skull of his brother, and received his answer and put the thinking emoji with the cloud of thought emoji. Like when you're thinking, you put the thinking man emoji, like you got your hand on your chin and you just, damn, what's going on here? And then he also put the cloud emoji. So new stuff coming out left and right. And the first message was really the one that broke the internet. Shout out to, a few of the guys from the LDBC, like Ego, Dante, I seen Fan, and a bunch of people jump all over it. Obviously, I'm on the East. I didn't see Wilder's brother's Instagram story until today, the new message, which is in the middle of the thumbnail. But the first message reads, and again, this is according to Marsellos Wilder, who himself is a professional boxer. He claims doctors who examined the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder, his brother, after the fight said that his head showed a dent that was probably caused by some sort of blunt object. And Marsellos took to Instagram to let the fans know via his IG story. And the story goes, it's crazy when you great. They got to do everything that's underneath real to figure out how to stop you. And the most wicked about it is people on your own team will do anything for the hate/money to help them ops take you down. Now, let me just stop there. A lot of slang there, so let me, I had to add a little it and everything. But basically, he's still alleging, because I know people are grabbing this latest accusation and like, oh, another Deontay Wilder excuse. Oh, I'm so tired of the excuses. You lost already, et cetera, et cetera. But I think this is different, as it's not fans coming out. It's his own family. It's the team. And the rumor of possibly a team member being or doing some sort of foul play, it reveals itself again in this paragraph where he says the most wicked-ish about it is people on your own team will do anything for the hate/money to help the ops take you down. Now, again, I think I'm spot on with the JD's thing. I know I said it. I seen even a couple of publications run with my opinion as fact. You know what I mean? Like, well, Nestor Gibbs said, well, look, that's just my opinion. But Tyson Fury also came out. He could, and I want to see if mainstream media is now going to pick this up, that Tyson Fury came out and contested the rumors, address the rumors. So will mainstream media at least pick it up and say, oh, Tyson Fury, the funny guy himself, took to social media to mock Deontay Wilder and his fans? At least say that, rather than continuing to turn the blind eye. But obviously, for those that don't know what ops is opposition, the opposing team. Either or could be taken in this paragraph. It fits perfectly. I go on and continue to quote, and he says, it was discovered by doctors. So, again, there are grammar issues here. So I don't know if we can take the fact that there's an S at the end as if he's gotten a second opinion from a doctor. Again, because there are some grammar issues. Is it doctors more than one? Is it a doctor only one? Because obviously if it's apostrophe S or an S on the end of that, more than one doctor, a second opinion, all sounds better to prove your case. But I continue, he says, it was discovered by doctors that my brother has a dent in the side of his head due to a blunt object struck against his head from his last fight. Again, it was discovered that his brother had a dent in the head from some sort of blunt object. Moving on, he says, no glove or fist was able to cause the damage, according to, again, some grammar mistakes here. So I know that the people who don't have a heart, right? Because we're divided, right? We're two separate fandoms. So it's like, oh no, he cheated, he can't beat my guy. Oh no, he won fair and square, you're making excuses. But we need to separate ourselves from that equation and be on the outside looking in and think about the Louis Restos of the world, the Margaritos of the world, the Panama Lewises of the world, and not forget that this does exist in boxing. That doesn't mean that Tyson Fury committed any acts, but it does exist. So to turn a blind eye when there are constant rumors coming out, and now again, rumors was one thing. This isn't a rumor. This is his brother now. So there are going to be people that contact Wilder. I'm pretty sure Michael Coppinger is going to contact Wilder now, or Dan Rayfield. I would hope, again, big time media jumps on this now that Tyson, at least himself, has come out, and said something, addressed the rumors. That would be pretty decent. Moving forward, he says, no glove or fist was able to cause the damage according to the autopsy. Now, we all know it's not an autopsy. You got to be dead for an autopsy. It's definitely not a biopsy either. More like a doctor's examination, an x-ray, the results to the x-ray maybe. So, I mean, look, there's a lot of people. I see social media. I see, Twitter, and people are like, oh, it's fake news. He said autopsy. Did Fury kill him? Blah, blah, blah. Look, I mean, you can be emotional writing. It is your brother. You are upset. We don't know if he got how he received this news. Put the wrong word. Cool. Put the wrong word. Yeah, you can laugh at it. Does that make the statement any less real? Because there's some grammar issues? I don't know. Up to you to decide. Again, up to you to decide. And I further quote, he says, my daddy once told me if you pull a gun out on somebody, you better kill them, because if you don't, they're going to come back and kill you. The king is about to rise again. We coming for blood. Fist emoji, red teardrop, big shark emoji. So that was yesterday. And like I said, today, you see the thinking emoji, the cloud, like I'm in thought, and the question to Cora, like, how is this possible? Can a fist cause a dent in the skull of a human being? And according to Cora, he was happy with the response and obviously shared it on his story. And, look, you can't not talk about this at this point. It wasn't a one-off, right? Like yesterday, it was like, yo, did you see Marsellos' story? And it's like, nah, I missed it, so I couldn't see it, right? So, okay. Oh, wait, all right, so, they at the shooting range. He posted him, because I'm staying on top of it now. 5 hours ago, he posted him and his brother, obviously Marsellos and Wilder in the backyard shooting, but I'm sure they ain't talking about nothing that we want. They looking like they're talking more about guns. But, yeah, man, interested in seeing, is mainstream media gonna jump on us? Are they gonna be interested to say something now? But let me give you what Tyson Fury had to say. If I can just locate this. We got so many, here we go, so many Fury clips.
Be interested in making one organisation happy our time. Be interested in making one organisation happy our time. And the WBC is standing.
That's not the Fury clip. All right, wait a minute. I think, where we at? Gotta find it here. But we do have a co-host that happened to jump on, so let's go on out. Fitting. We needed a UK co-host for this particular subject, so we're going across the pond.
I am the unified heavyweight champion of the world.
I know you're booing me because I whipped your fighter's ass, but that's boxing.
On this side of the pond, we're serious. Do you know what I mean? UK, Great Britain boxing is on the map.
My God, I feel terrible. I feel terrible that I'm living in your rent-free.
Yo, what's up, TBV? What's up, my people? How you doing, Ness?
What up? Mitty, man. I don't know, bro. How do you feel? Wait, let me play the audio. I think I found it.
All right.
This is just a quick video to address all this foul play talk from Deontay Wilder and his team. I just read an article before saying that I might have had some blunt objects in my gloves. Yeah, two big 19 stone 7, 275 pound destroyers in each glove. So yeah, getting punched up the temple may do that to you. But not unless Deontay Wilder's own trainer Jay Diaz was in on a conspiracy as well, along with all the Las Vegas State Commission guys who never left the room. Jay Diaz was in the room while I had my hands wrapped. He examined them. He was in there when I had my gloves put on. examined them. And everybody else was in the room. They don't leave you. We all know this. So everybody citing foul play, bullshit. And the next time, I'll put a dent in his boxing career, end it, because it'll be 2 knockout losses in a row. Bye-bye forever.
Coach Midday, you laughing over there, Mitty. You just laughing. Mitty, before you take any stance, man, keep in mind, A, you're a boxer. Keep in mind, today isn't the first time that fighters, A, have been accused of foul play, and B, caught historically for foul play. Like, there is the Louis Resto situation. We do have a guy named Antonio Margarito. He did put plaster of Paris. Like, to assume that this is far-fetched simply because Wilder and his team can't get over it, I don't know. I mean, they're using the word doctors now, and in autopsies, even though
they're using autopsy.
Even though he meant examination. He meant examination or X-ray technician who gave him the results. But look, it seems like they went to a doctor. Now, I know there was a lot of grammar issues there, Mitty, but they did use the doctors. Was it multiple?
It's true. I don't know what he meant though. Like, so he might have meant autopsy because he said he'll rise again. So who knows, man?
See, I knew you was gonna be a jokester. Listen, rise again. I like good play on words, but look. So you don't believe anything? You think this is just them making excuses?
I think it is really far-fetched. And aside from the comment from Marsellos, right? So there are other sources that came up with different things, like the glove gate, right? So now we're talking about the dent gate, right? But before the glove gate,
actually,
they both related exactly.
Yeah, it's the same.
So the glove, created the dent, right? But all those evidences that we have, right? So all those like so-called evidences that we have, I don't know if it's so damning and if it's so obvious to everyone, like why can it not be taken into justice, right? So Wilder can easily go and just say, we have all those evidences, we have like all those doctors, autopsy, whatever examination that they're bringing forward, give me justice because it was clearly like the wrong outcome. But, I don't think they have a leg to stand on. Like, it's all manufactured, I believe, especially the pictures that I've seen, right? So I've seen pictures.
But Mitty, again, don't mix the two. Let's not associate the radical fans, right, that are getting still shots of live action. So you're going to see things in a video slowed down and paused because you're getting live motion 100 times less speed. But let's stick to what the brother is saying, because it's different for fans to say, oh, you see these gloves, and we look at video of gloves and we're taking the claims of what you guys, and I'm obviously generalizing the people that continue to laugh and say these are excuses, call excuses. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, this is not just a YouTuber anymore. This is a family member claiming that they went to the doctor.
No, but actually, and the family member is obviously he's talking about the glove, but he's also talking about not having like regular fists. So it is not even just saying that the padding was out, but is also insinuating that there must have been something else within the glove,
blunt
that would create those type of damage. Right?
Blunt object is the word that the brother Marsellos is using. He's saying a blunt object is what the doctors told them.
So what happened? Like, so I don't know, man. Like, so the blunt object is even more.
Because think about this.
Than the padding being removed.
Think about
so not
this.
only you remove the padding, but you put something that will create like more damage, like, egg weights or whatever people want to talk about before. That's, I don't know. We can't really ride with that, right? And I don't know where Marsellos is getting that from. The doctors, obviously, but
I just hope now, a guy like Garth Davis, who has a good relationship with Wilder, picks up the phone. A guy like Dan Rayfield picks up the phone. Because now this is the brother Mitty. It's not like we can just keep laughing that it's excuses. It's A, the brother, or B, the brother needs help, right? Because it's like, nah, my brother's, he's not all there. We don't have anything to do with that statement. But that's not coming out. He tagged his brother in the post. It says,
and what did the
Bronze
brother
Mama.
say? Like, it just kept silence. It just keeps like, let's ride with this, right?
Silence.
So
Silence so far.
Okay. Like, he's the only one that needs to come out. And actually, it's not just silence, or it's not just like tweets and everything. If that's really the case, and if he has like a strong case with all the evidence, the damning evidence, it's just legal action also. Like, because it's not just a case of like getting a decision overturned. If you came in and you put something in your gloves, you try to just do like, some proper damage that could have led to like a death, or that obviously led to some kind of like, head injury, a dent in your skull. That, that is assault.
So you don't think that's why there's so much silence? Because maybe they were waiting for proper evidence or preparing for legal action?
Or they're still waiting for proper evidence, right? So
well, no. I mean, again, we can't say that. If we're going based off what evidence we do have, we know that this guy is not an imposter. We know this is not a fake social media. This is the flesh and blood of Deontay Wilder, and this is what he's claiming, that they went to a doctor. So allegedly, push come to shove, Deontay Wilder should be able to produce whatever it is the doctor showed them, right?
Yeah, we should have like some kind of like autopsy reports or examination reports.
Yo, this guy's a jerk. What? Listen, I wrote off the autopsy grammar mistake there as frustration. You're receiving this information, you're heated, you take to social media to vent, and you mess up with one word. That shouldn't mean we discredit the whole statement because he said autopsy instead of like medical exam.
I don't discredit it. I just like make a little bit fun of it, but that's fine. There still should be like some kind of written document, and that doctor, and not just like that one doctor, that those doctors, like they should have like produced some documents, and the easiest way is just say, hey, there you go. Here's the name. Here are the evidence, and then let's go for it. Let's go for legal action.
Everything is obviously hypothetical, but going off the little bit of information that we have off the post, if you did go to doctors, you have something. Now, you said they should have given him something. I'm sure if you went to a doctor, you have something. The thing is, what big time media member is going to call and talk about it? Has he ever gotten a call from a Steve Kim, a Dan Rayfield, the Mike Coppinger about this, or have they laughed it off because it sounds so far-fetched?
No, they won't laugh it off. Like, so I'm not a journalist, so I don't really know how it works. But I would imagine that if, as a journalist, I'm hearing this and I have a relationship with Deontay, I have a channel for which I can just like call him and say, hey, I want to report on this. I want to make right by the information, champ. So can you give us at least names? Can you give us at least information where we can do our investigative journalist duty and come and present the evidence? So I will go and look for the examination report and I will just put it out there. They would love it. Like, whatever media outlets that breaks the news and come back with solid evidence will get so much credit out of that. This is like, not only eyeballs on it, but also they will be credited for the people that have broken the biggest scandal or one of the biggest scandal in recent history. So why wouldn't they do that?
Well, that's the thing. Someone has to do some investigative journalism to get that information before Team Wilder puts it out. Like if
100%.
Exactly. So until then, we're at the mercy of Wilder to release the information, or should I say Marsellos to release the information, because he's the one claiming that they went to a doctor. You know what I mean? But again, if you went to a doctor, there should be something, and this can get even more interesting is all I'm saying. Like, so for you, you're just completely writing this off.
Until we get some real facts, not just like, statements that can't really be verified because you just put it out there. You just come with damning evidence, but just go with half stories, right? So we've got doctors and we've got this. Just come out with the whole thing straight out, and then I'll just say, yeah, no problem. Let's go through this. But in all this, and I do find it very difficult to believe that this would have gone on undetected in the not only the whole fight, the preparation after the fight, when you just remove the gloves, like submit the gloves. I don't know, man.
But that's the thing. See, a lot of people, even Fury himself. Let's go back to the audio, and just so people understand here, right? So where are we with this audio?
Too many people dropped the ball. If that really happened, like way too many people dropped the ball, right? So like referee, Wilder's own corner, commission.
Well, that's the wait. It's not about. First of all, it's not about dropping the ball because the post is alleging someone in the team allowed it. Now that's why we're going to the audio. Right, here we go.
This is just a quick video to address all this foul play talk from Deontay Wilder and his team. I just read an article before saying that I might have had some blunt objects in my gloves. Yeah, two big 19 stone 7, 275 pound destroyers in each glove. So yeah, getting punched up the temple may do that to you. But not unless Deontay Wilder's own trainer Jay Diaz was in on a conspiracy.
Not unless Deontay Wilder's own trainer Jay Diaz was in on a conspiracy, and Mitty, I might be out. I might be pushed out the car for this because this is now going to be the second time that I say it. But I can't get a hold of Jay Diaz. I could talk to Wilder. I could talk to Marsellos. I could talk to Coach Cuz. I could talk to Coach Willie. I haven't been able to get a hold of Jay Diaz. Now, I haven't crossed that line either and said, Chris, who's his bodyguard, hey, man, what happened to Jay or Willie? I didn't go that route. But I text him. He ain't text me back. Now, funny that the person that is the most quiet, because at least we seen Wilder twerking. We seen him doing the Black Lives Matter video. We seen him doing photo shoots with his wife with the COVID mask. So we know he's out there. Same thing for his brother. We see his brother posting. We see Coach Cuz got the gym back open. Willie's still losing weight. Where is Jay Diaz? But hold on. We got more, a little bit of audio.
Deontay Wilder's own trainer Jay Diaz was in on a conspiracy as well, along with all the Las Vegas State Commission guys who never left the room. Jay Diaz was in the room while I had my hands wrapped. He examined them. He was in there when I had my gloves put on, examined them.
So what that sounds like to me is Marsellos is accusing Jay Diaz. I mean, if we go back to the post,
that's what that's what he's doing, and that's not the first time. But I think to go back to the Jay Diaz, like there are different explanations for the Jay Diaz, right? So him not being in a camp is quite plausible, like you said. But is it because of not detecting or allowing blunt object or foul play with the gloves, or is it because of the aftermath of throwing the towel and the way or the costume, even like the excuses and all that? Like, so I know he's not the one who threw the towel, but something happened in that corner during the fight where it was not like perfect harmony in that corner. You have like different trainers that have like different views on what should be happening in the fight. Even during training camp, maybe Jay Diaz is blamed for not preparing him for the right game plan. That could be another reason why Jay Diaz is no longer part of the camp. And finally,
allegedly, I'm just guessing.
Yeah, of course, it's all allegedly. Yeah, I mean, so it's all allegedly, right? So, or finally the costume excuse. Although DeAnte seemed to have been
Well,
given
again,
some quotes with the costume,
but
like direct
remember,
quotes.
according to Deontay, he didn't say that, and the media changed his words. So
Again, that's cause for suing the media, right? You can't give me a statement. I go and change your statement and make you look silly, and you don't take media action. Like I don't know the exact word, but I think it's called defamation or just character assassination. You can get at the media and get some kind of compensation for that, or at least put your side of the story right, not just say it here and there. Just sue those people and say this is incorrect journalism. This is like wrong practice or malpractice, whatever you want to call it. He has the right to put that right and take legal action against the press agency that has changed his word allegedly.
definitely, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, once it's the brother and not a bunch of fans, not just, some videos on Instagram, it's a little different for me, man. I want to see what happens. I want to see what comes from this. I was trying to hit up Coppinger to ask him, I asked him, is he free? But he said, when? Of course, I said, now. It's not like I ever give anybody fair warning. And I'm just waiting for a response. But I am going to get Ronnie Shields on. He's been in the game quite some time. I want to hear his thoughts. He might laugh it off. We know he's had some very, he's not with any of the excuses that he believes Team Wilder has made. But, he's been in the game so long that I feel like maybe he has seen some shady stuff, and it'll be good to get his take.
Let me just say that, though. Like, it's possible. Like, seeing shady stuff in with other fighters or in other events or in smaller hall shows. I've seen shows where there's even no commission out there. People get wrapped up. No one is looking at their hand wraps and all that. But the fact that you've seen it somewhere else doesn't mean that it happened for that guy, and it's not evidence that this happened in that specific case. So I don't think we can ride with that. And that's my problem with all the videos that I've seen from the other so-called media outlet that want to put like that narrative where, weird pictures being shown. They're not providing evidence. They're providing people reporting on other events that have happened in the past and saying that it did happen for that, special event.
Mitty, hate to interrupt you, but we got world-renowned trainer Ronnie Shields on. The legend himself. Ronnie, how are you? First and foremost, thank you, obviously, for taking out the time to come on the program, talk a little bit of boxing with you. I don't know if you'll take this as boxing. I think you've had some very specific thoughts already on Wilder Fury, but in the last 48 hours, some new allegations have arose, and we just wanted to talk to you because of your expertise and your longevity in the sport. You've probably seen a bit of foul play. And I kind of brought you on for that. Can you give any stories of, I guess, the weirdest stuff you saw done in boxing and or corners, commission? Like, what's the most left field thing you can report?
Oh, man. Caught me on guard on this one, man. Sure, man. The only thing really I could think of, the only thing I can really think of right now is we had a fight one time, and the guy didn't make weight, and so one of my fighters he wanted to fight, so he asked the commission, could the kid step back on the scale? So when the kid stepped back on the scale, they said, okay, he's good. He made the weight. I mean, that's one of the things that pops up top of my head right now, but that really ain't nothing. But
all right. Well, I was definitely expecting or hoping for something, I guess, a little more Margarito, Louis Resto, because
I know.
Because the recent allegations by the brother of Deontay Wilder, Marsellos Wilder, they're out there. But I mean, in the allegation, he's claiming that doctors told his brother that he had a dent in the side of his head due to a blunt object struck against his head from his last fight. And that's a direct quote. And I'm like, okay, now this isn't just a bunch of radical Deontay Wilder fans making videos. I mean, this is a family member now, I guess, screaming foul play at this level.
Right. Well, I mean, I haven't read it yet because I've been so busy today I haven't seen anything yet. But, hey, that's some crazy stuff, man.
Now, can you see a commission dropping the ball this big? I mean, again, the accusation is out there. He also alleges that a team member, could have been in on the whole, thing. But the only thing I can draw back to, Ronnie, and I hate to put you in this position, but is the Margarito thing, right? Because it's like Naseem Richardson caught Margarito after the commission signed off. So the commission thought everything was okay. It was Naseem that said, nah, something's fishy. Take those wraps off and voila. You understand? So it's not like things don't get passed.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why you get to really watch, what's going on. Because sometimes, I've seen stuff like that, the commission have a representative there they're supposed to be watching, and the inspector's supposed to be watching, but how good are they watching? And I've some stuff before where, the guy, they're trying to put tape on their hands before, and it's not allowed in that state. They say, oh, yeah, but you're not in Texas. In Texas, they allow you to put tape on the hands, but once around the wrist, one cross, and then once under the, once behind the knuckle, but that's it. But I saw guys trying to wrap the whole hand with tape, and the commission's sitting right there, and I'm like, oh, you can't do that. And then once you call it out, then they'll come up and say, oh, I didn't see that. What you mean you didn't see it? You're sitting right here watching. So that does happen a lot.
Cool. So, now for me, right, the first fight, Wilder gets hit by Fury. He comes out of that fight. He calls him pillow fist. Says, "There's no way you can knock me out. You got pillow fist. You got the theme. The theme for the second fight was pillow fist. You're the world-renowned trainer.
Right.
You've done pads for numerous fighters, from Jamal Charlo to Mike Tyson, right? So, I mean, can I think today that you don't have any power and then tomorrow you knock me out? Is that possible? Can I feel your power in one fight and then it's too much for me in the next fight?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, something definitely happened. And, I don't know. It's hard to say things when you don't know, to call it out on that. But, again, it's up to the commission to watch the reps. It's up to the commission to do the drug test, as well as the WBC or whatever other organization that the title has been made of. It's up to these guys to do the random testing also, to know everything that's going on with each fighter, So, there could be lawsuits behind this thing if it comes out that drugs was used or something else was used that wasn't supposed to be, in there. So, but it's a lot of things that happen today, man, like that you just don't know if you don't keep an eye on everything, and whose job is to do that. Everybody has a job, man, but, like a corner can't do the commission's job. The commission has to do its own job. And they, and that's why we have a commission. That's what these guys get paid for. They get paid to do drug tests, to do everything in their everything that they possibly could to.
Oh shit, we done lost Ronnie. Mitty, you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Was he on Skype or?
Yeah, no, I just gotta reconnect them.
All right. I would love to ask him, right, for him to take us through the actual process of, glove selection, what happens before, during, and after the fight. Even do you have to hand over the gloves and all this? So from his experience, and on the fight of that magnitude.
Let me see if Ronnie, you there? Do you hear us, Ronnie? And that is
to start your show now.
Oh damn! I thought I started that. All right, go ahead, Vinny. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, hopefully, like, when Ronnie comes back on, if he can share with us that experience and almost take us like from behind the scenes, right? So we can actually know and we can stop speculating as to what is happening and what is the sequence of events from glove selection, hand wrapping, all the way up to the fight is over. What happens to the glove? Do they get handed over? And what is the process for the commission to review the gloves and so on and so forth, right? So,
Ronnie, were you able to hear any of that?
No, I didn't.
All right, so his question basically is, can you tell us the process when you wrap a fighter's hands, what happens from there, and,
Right.
and what happens to the gloves? Who's keeping an eye on what? What's the process? If you could walk us through it like a baby, because obviously we're not privy to that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Actually,
So the first,
sorry to interrupt you,
so
Ronnie. Hi, this is Mide here. Nice to meet you. But just could you even take it like a step further and really take us through, like, even from the glove selection process, not just the hand wrapping, but the glove selection process, and what even actually happens after once the fight is done, when you hand over the gloves to the commission, what happens there and then. Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna start with the New York. I'm gonna start with the New York Commission first. First things first. First of all, like when they make a fight, they call each guy got a side, like a promoter or whatever, and so the promoter will call and say, what gloves do you want to wear for this fight? So if they say Grant or they say Everlast or whatever, what they do is they send the gloves to the commission. So the commission supposed to get the gloves first. Then when you get to the weigh-in, the commission should have all of the gloves. They should have 2 sets of gloves for each fighter in case something happens with one of the gloves. If the glove get cut or get bust open or anything, then they have an extra set of gloves, an extra pair of gloves waiting at the commission table, at the ring. At the commission table right at the ring. So, but at the weigh-ins, right? So when you get to the weigh-ins, the first thing first, after the weigh-ins, if it's a championship fight or a championship eliminator, whatever, both fighters have to try the gloves on to make sure that the gloves fit the way they think they should fit. Then the commission takes the glove and they give it to the other corner so they can look at them and sign the gloves. So once they put their initials on the glove, then the commission has to sign the glove also to say that the other team has already inspected the gloves, they signed with the gloves. So then the commission takes the gloves and they keep the gloves until the day of the fight. So once you're in the back in the dressing room, once you get to the dressing room, what the commission does is they come in and they give the gloves to the inspector. So the inspector has the gloves. Now, he's supposed to give the gloves to the fighter until the fighter gets completely dressed. And, like they'll tell you, you got to be ready maybe 30 minutes before, or 30 to 45 minutes before the fight, before it's time for you to go in the ring. So that means you get dressed in the back. And then sometimes they put the gloves on so you can do the hand pads or whatever. But first you got to get wrapped up. So now, when it's time to get wrapped up, the commission goes to the other dressing room and asks the corner, do they want to send a representative over to watch the wraps? So if they say, sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. Depends on the fight. So if they say yes, then they send someone over, and so before you do anything, you can't do anything until the other corner comes over and the commission have an inspector there to watch you make the pad, number one, and then so you start rapping. So once you start rapping, if they see something that they don't like, then they have to stop and say to the commission, well, I think the tape is too close to the knuckle, it's not behind the knuckle, or whatever. And the commissioner will stop you, and sometimes he'll put his finger there to measure, to make sure that you're behind the knuckle, and half an inch or whatever, to make sure that everything is behind the knuckle and not on the knuckle. So once the wrap is done, then the other corner has the right to inspect it. So what you do is you show him, you make a fist, you show him both hands to make sure that they know that the tape is behind the knuckle. And that's probably the only thing that people would fuss about, is that the tape is behind the knuckle, because they're really watching everything else. It's not like the margarita thing. So anyway, once that is done, then the commission signs off in front of the corner. He signs off on the wrap and make sure that everything is good. Now, a fighter can't go to the restroom or anything else, nowhere else, unless the commission is there. And also in the back, you can't drink any water from the outside or anything. You have to drink the water that the promoter has already put in the back. And so when you go to the restroom, the commission has to follow you to the restroom. You can't do anything outside of the commission. So once the fight starts, then you wrapped up, everything is ready to go. Then you go into the ring. Now the commission has the second pair of gloves, just in case something happened and it doesn't. I've seen it when Evander Holyfield, when he fought Bill Cooper in Atlanta, Evander Holyfield's glove got cut. It had a big cut. So the referee came over and looked at the glove. The glove had a big hole in it. And when he hit Bill Cooper, he had a big hole in it. And so they had to stop. We had to change the glove out, because we had the second pair there. So we had to just take the one glove off and replace it, and then the fight was able to resume. So that's about everything that happens with the commission approval.
Now, Ronnie, with all that being said, and knowing how strict that process is, do you think that people still can game the system?
Well, you could. Because, look, sometimes it depends on what state we're in, right? Like, if we're in Nevada. To me, Nevada and New York, they're the two toughest commissions there is. And California, too. I trust them guys that work for them. I trust them three states better than anybody else. But if it's a championship fight, I'm definitely sending somebody over to watch. If it's a preliminary fight, I may not send somebody over to watch, because it may be a 4 or 6 round. I'm not, I'm not going to send somebody over to watch a 4 or 6 round to wrap the hands, because basically, the commission is really tough. If I feel, whoever's in that dressing room, if I had them before, if I seen them before, I go look first to see who's the inspector. If I see the inspector and I know he's a tough guy, then I say, oh no, he's good. So I'll leave. I'll say, I got no problem with what he can do it because I know him. But if there's somebody I don't know on the commission, then yes, I'm gonna send somebody there to watch.
Ronnie, let's go back to the punch, right? Because I brought up my scenario not to lead you more. It was more of a question, right? Like, again, I have a fight with my co-host, and I don't feel the power. But what's to say in the rematch he can't catch me? Like, aren't there phrases in boxing for like he got caught or he was cold or it was a sweet spot. They hit him in the right spot. He hit his equilibrium spot and he lost his hit him behind the ear. Like, none of that matters if you don't have power, according to Pillow Fist?
Well, look, here's something that can happen, okay? Also, you got to remember, these guys train 6 to 8 weeks. They spar 6 to 8 weeks. That's a lot of sparring, okay? Now, so a lot of guys have been knocked out in the gym that you don't know about, that you don't know these guys been knocked out or hurt, per se. And it happens that these guys really get hurt in the gym. A lot of deaths happen because these guys got hurt in the gym, and then it carries over into the fight. Now, that happens a lot in the sport of boxing. Last year, I think we lost 4 guys in that ring. And it's either because of weight loss or because they got hurt in the gym and it never came out. And because nobody ever says what happens in the gym. A lot of stuff happened in the gym, and people will not talk about it, will not say anything about it. And I've seen guys get knocked out in the gym, then all of a sudden it carries over to the fight, and all of a sudden you say, oh, this guy got an iron chin, and all of a sudden what happened? He got knocked out, And so, I don't know anything what happened with Deontay in this training or whatever, walking out like really close, but I never talked to him about what happened in the gym or whatever. So I don't know. So that could be that's one scenario that could really happen in the gym, that he got knocked out, he got hurt, or anything. And then all of a sudden, oh, this guy can't punch. I've seen a lot of guys say a guy couldn't punch, and all of a sudden they get knocked out. So, look, man, Tyson Fury is a big guy. And big guys can punch. I don't care what anybody says.
Actually, Ronnie, on the subject of like power punching, right? Do you actually believe that in the first fights, Tyson Fury did hurt Deontay Wilder? Because he seemed to have connected with quite a few shots in that first fight, to me anyway, and it felt that Deontay might have been hurt.
Yeah,
so all that pillow fist conversation, I'm not totally convinced.
Well, I think in the first fight, I think he caught Deontay with. I think in the first fight, he caught Deontay with a couple shots and got Deontay's attention. Yes, absolutely. So, but listen, all fighters think they got the best chin in the world. So he's not going to say, "Oh, yeah, he hit me and he hurt me." He's not going to say that because his pride is going to be hurt if he says that. So and he's a supposedly KO puncher. But look, everybody in boxing, boxing. If you watch boxing, then Deontay Wilder don't have the best chin in the world. Everybody knows that. So it doesn't take a guy like a Mike Tyson kind of punch to hit him and hurt him. So it takes a guy less than that, to hurt anybody. But again, Tyson Fury is a guy. Think how big he is. And you mean to tell me he got no punch behind him? I don't agree. I think the guy can punch.
So, Ronnie, that was Tyson's response because, look, he's been having accusations of foul play since the fight ended, but today is the first time he came out and addressed them, and basically he said that was 275 pounds of fist.
Yes.
Is it just simply a case of he put on the weight and he sat down on his punches, something that he didn't do the first fight?
But understand something. Deontay Wilder helped him. Deontay helped him a lot because They knew Tyson Fury was coming in heavy. Okay? So Deontay, I'm going to come in 10 pounds heavier than I normally fight too. He helped Tyson Fury. So when you put on weight like that, and he didn't put it in, and you could see he didn't put it on. He didn't put it on muscle. He didn't have muscle. I mean, when you look at Deontay, you look at him around his stomach area, he was bigger than normally. You didn't see the six pack and all that stuff because he just put on weight. It looked like they didn't put it on muscle. They just put on weight. And for a lot of guys, that weakens you. That doesn't help you. But they thought that they needed to put on weight in order because Tyson Fury was doing it. Come on, man. That's the craziest thing I've heard in my life.
Yeah, all right. Well, Mitty, you got anything else? I think we got a few questions from the people real quick.
No more question actually, and it was really quite interesting to hear your view and take us behind the scene because not everyone gets to see that, and there's a lot of speculation out there. So hearing it from someone like you who's been there and done it is very useful. So thank you for that.
Definitely. Thanks for coming on, Ronnie. We do have a few questions from the people real quick. So the first one is from Ryan O'Rourke. He says, Ronnie, for the third fight, can you watch Tyson's gloves being wrapped up and put on for when Tyson whoops his arse again? No more excuses. Do you think it's just that? Do you think that these are because that's what a lot of fans, I won't just call them Tyson Fury fans, people are saying enough with the excuses.
Yeah, man. Look. There was nothing wrong with anything, They sent somebody over to watch Tyson Fury get wrapped up. Tyson Fury sent somebody over there to watch Deontay get wrapped up. So both camps obviously were satisfied because the commission is not going to sign off on the wraps or the gloves unless they've been inspected by both camps. Okay? So there's no confusion there. There's no confusion with anything. The only confusion is Deontay said he put on that heavy suit and that messed his legs up. Come on, man. If you go, some people just don't know how to accept a loss. It happens, Ain't the first person to lose in the world. So, sometimes you just got to accept it. It's hard for people to accept a loss. And look, that's taken away from Tyson Fury. Why would you take away from him? You can't take away from your opponent because if you come back and you beat him again, if you beat him the next time, and it makes you look bad that you said all of this bad stuff about him and he won the fight.
All right, we got another one from David Maldonado who says, how does a prime Miguel Cotto do against today's top 5 at 147? Spence, Crawford, Thurman, Porter, and Danny. Who does Cotto beat and how, or does he lose to, who does he lose to and how from that list? Who do you think Cotto would beat out of Spence, Crawford, Thurman, Porter, or Danny? And who would obviously he lose to?
Well, I think Miguel Cotto, in his best day, he could beat any of them in his best day because he was just that good. I mean, don't get it twisted. Miguel Cotto was a beast at 147 pounds. He could fight. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Now, I think he would have trouble. He would have some problems, but not to say he can't win, because it's hard to tell, but he would have problems with Crawford and with Spence. That's the only two guys I see him having trouble with. And the reason I say that is because both guys are really, really good boxers. But Crawford can go both ways, southpaw and right-handed, and his stamina is great. And he's not the biggest puncher in the world, but, but the guy puts punches together the way nobody else does. And Errol Spence is the same way. But Spence being a southpaw, but back then, man, fighters like Miguel Cotto, they didn't care if he was right-handed or southpaw. It didn't make a difference because they knew how to fight orthodox and if he was right-handed. So it didn't make a difference. So, but I think that on a good day, Miguel Cotto could beat any one of them. But on a bad day, he can lose to Spence and Crawford.
All right. We got Ruin the 504 New Orleans says, have you ever heard of an autopsy being done on someone that's alive? That's a
No.
play. That's a play on Deontay Wilder's brother's quote. He used the word autopsy like instead of like medical exam or something. The next one.
Right.
The next one is from James Valdez in San Antonio, who says, of all the highly regarded fighters that you have trained, what one fight or event comes to your mind when you think back on your long, successful career as a trainer? You've worked with some of the best. Much respect, Coach.
I think it was Pernell Whitaker versus Julio Cesar Chavez in San Antonio, Texas, in front of like 60,000 people at the Alamo Dome. And I mean, it was, I loved the atmosphere. I mean, even we went there for 2 weeks before the fight, so the atmosphere was already flowing because everybody was in San Antonio. I mean, it's like people waited for that fight, and people couldn't wait to get to it. And we couldn't go anywhere without somebody stopping us and man, Chavez did this and Chavez did that, because San Antonio mostly Hispanic, but a lot of Hispanics was on the Whitaker side too. So, but man, I mean, everywhere we went, it was crazy. We had to have police officers everywhere we went, man. We couldn't go anywhere in the whole city because it was just, everybody was so hyped about the fight, and even going to the gym, man, people was stacked out at the gym trying to get in to see us train. And I mean, just everything, man. It was just so, it was so crazy. And then when the fight happened, man, I think Pernell Whitaker won so many fans over because the way he fought, and everybody knows that Pernell won because after they announced the decision as a draw, people booed, and people knew that Pernell Whitaker won the fight.
All right, we got King Amin in Essex that says, what's the dirtiest trick you have seen that you care to share?
Oh man, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. I've seen guys, right? Like when you're inside and you're fighting, the referee is on one side, and it's hard for the referee to see on both sides because mostly he tries to get to a position the way he can see everything. But smart guys know they'll turn them and hit them low. And if the referee didn't see it and the guy goes down, we got to call it a legal blow because they don't have instant replay. They used to didn't have instant replay on a lot of fights. And some states do it, but a lot of states don't do it. I've seen guys turn guys and hit them low, and I mean to where the guys couldn't get up, and got counted out as a knockout.
All right. Next one is from Boston Jarrett. He says, who would you pick in a fight at 160 pounds between Demetrius, Andrade, and Canelo Alvarez?
It's a tough fight because of Demetrius' style. Demetrius got his awkward style. But the only thing is you can touch Demetrius. And with Canelo's power, it's a chance that Canelo would probably hit him and hurt him. But you don't know. But you never know because Demetrius, he's a good boxer also. He knows how to fight inside and out, and he got decent defense also. So it's a tough fight, but anything close is going to go to Canelo Alvarez anyway. But I think if Canelo puts the pressure and he can corner Demetrius, then that could be bad news for Demetrius. I'll pick Canelo Alvarez in that fight.
All right, let me see here. We got George Foster in the UK that says, can we get Jermall Charlo versus Chris Eubank Jr.?
Well, that fight can happen. Absolutely can happen. And it probably will happen, but it won't happen next. It won't be the next fight. Because we may be going to do a mandatory first. So, and that's against this guy Sergey Derevyanchenko. So we have to get through this guy first before we can get anybody. So, and that looks like it's going to be our next fight. So it's not a 100% sign. So we don't know yet.
What? Y'all fighting Sergey?
Maybe.
Whoa. His clout went up after that Triple G shellacking, man. I thought he beat Triple G. What about you?
Yeah, I did too. I think everybody thought that. Everybody thought that.
What, did you watch the Jacobs fight with Derevyanchenko?
Yeah, that was a close fight too.
Do you study tape?
Yeah, that was it. All the time.
So did you watch that?
All the time.
But did you watch the Jacobs Derevyanchenko and the Triple G Derevyanchenko as a fan, or have you already watched it to assess the possible next opponent?
Both.
Ooh-wee. I love it.
I watched it as both.
I love it. How does have you talked to Jermall at all? Does he care who is next? Have you spoken? Like, does he know that it's possibly gonna be Derevyanchenko?
Let me tell you something about Jermall. Jermall is the kind of dude. He's like old school. Just tell me who I'm fighting. That's it. If we don't have to sit down and discuss, well, this is gonna be this guy. This is gonna be that guy. He said, look, Al here is my manager. Let Al here will pick who I'm fighting next, and then we go from there. That's it. That's the way he works.
Beautiful, beautiful. Have you guys been able to stay in the gym? I know COVID, things kind of spiked in Texas. You sound fine, so I'm hoping you're fine.
Oh yeah, everything is good, man. We actually for the last for the last 6 weeks, we've been in the gym for 6 weeks now. But the first 3 weeks, I just did them like a couple days a week, and starting a couple weeks ago. I did it the full week for the last 2 weeks. So this is our 3rd week going how we go, full. So everything is good.
Beautiful, beautiful news. We got Sway that says, which possible unification fight in 2021 would be a more intriguing fight? Joshua versus Wilder or Joshua versus Fury?
Well, I think they're both intriguing, but if Wilder and Fury fight again, of course, I mean, the winner will fight Joshua if Joshua gets Bulov. So, I think people are cutting Bulov out, and you can't do that because this kid can punch too. So, you just can't count him out. But look, any heavyweight fight is intriguing. Especially if it's for the world title. So I think it's intriguing on both ends. So, and I think heavyweights bring a lot to the table, and look, it don't matter who it is. I think it's going to be intriguing fights.
Ronnie, I got to get your reaction on the Gerald Big Baby Miller 3rd positive test. Like, he just popped again. He was supposed to be on the July 9th ESPN card versus Jerry Forrest
Yeah.
from North Carolina, man.
Yep.
When you heard the news, what did you think?
Well, I was thinking, what the hell he was thinking about? Maybe he thought he wasn't going to have to take a test because it wasn't for a championship fight. But, whoever, I can't say that, I don't know, man. I mean, to me, he should know he's going to have to test every time now because he failed 2 tests before. And so what makes him think that, okay, it's not a championship fight. I'm going to do this and, and then they're not going to test me. But it has to be stupid for anybody to go out there to take any kind of drugs that's illegal, that they know is illegal, especially for the drug that you failed and got suspended for last time, you took it again this time. That is, to me, that's just a guy sounds like a guy who don't want to really fight. He don't want to be in the sport of boxing. That's what it seems like to me because, he can't say somebody just gave it to him and he didn't know what it was.
Now, Ronnie,
I think he used that excuse the first time.
You've been doing this a long time, and I guess I'm just this is the only sport I watch. Like I don't even moonlight with football. I've never watched the Super Bowl ever.
Right.
So I'm being optimistic in saying this, but is there any possibility that it was still in his system from because they're saying the report is it's one of the 3. Actually, it's GW 1516 again, which was one of the 3 that he popped for versus AJ. So I mean, I've never dealt with that. I mean, I'm asking you because you've at least been in the sport long enough to see others pop. But is there any crazy way that it could have still been in his system just because of his long-term use?
Well, I've never seen that before. I've seen other guys fail tests before. I've heard of guys failing tests before. And then later on have passed drug tests. So, but I don't know if that's the same drug that somebody else took. I mean, I have no idea. Because when somebody fails a test, they'll come out and say what it is. But I mean, I never keep up with what that is. So, but he can't be the only one that has failed a drug test and then all of a sudden somebody else has passed it without taking it again. So I mean, that's hard to understand. I mean, that's hard for me to understand because I don't know anything about that. I mean, I don't know how long stuff stays in your system, whatever. I think the best thing is to encourage guys not to do anything that they know they ain't supposed to be doing. But it seems to me that the commission, it's got to be a test that they can take to show how long that has been in the system or how long does it last in your system. Because how long has it been now? It's been almost a year now since he failed the last drug test with Joshua, right? It's been longer than a year.
Yeah,
I don't think
and Ronnie, that was
long.
my reaction to this question, right? So if they know or assuming that they know how long a drug stays in someone's system, they wouldn't schedule a fight within that period of time, right? So if it stays in your system for a year, you'll have to wait at least a year to schedule another fight. So do you think it's something that the either his management team or his promotion team should know and shouldn't schedule a fight within that period? Or?
Yes, but even the commission, because he failed the test in New York, the first one with Joshua. So I think the New York commission, if they know it lasts in your system for 2 years, they would have called the LA. I mean, they would have called to the people in Las Vegas and say, look, this stuff stays in your system for 3 years. So there's no way in the world he can pass that test again. And I don't think any drugs stay in your system that long. Not that I know of. So, but I have no idea. So that's a medical question that has to be answered by a doctor probably, because I just don't know if a drug can stay in your lung for in your system for that long.
It's
I
all
don't know.
good, Ronnie. It's all good. You're not Big Baby's publicist anyway. We got a few more questions from the people. Carlito in the UK says, "What's good, Mr. Shields? Love from London. Who hits harder, Fury or AJ?"
Oh, that's a good question, man. I have no idea, but I think you just got to go to their records, look at the records, who got the most knockouts. I think that'll tell you everything.
All right, we got Teddy B. By the Wood says, "What's next for F.A. Ajagba? Any names you have heard for him?"
No, not yet. FA suffered a slight injury on both of his elbows in his last fight, so he's out right now. So maybe he'll be back probably November, December this year, but not until then.
All right, we got Big Casual says, "If Wilder were to win the third fight, do you think the fourth fight can be the biggest fight in heavyweight history? Can't remember heavyweights of this caliber fighting 4 times. Hashtag two-time."
Well, I think it can possibly happen because that just say Wilder does come back from win if he does win the third fight. And it depends on how he wins it. I think if Wilder was to knock him out early, that's the only way we'll see a fourth fight. But if he was to knock him out late, then definitely I don't think we will see a fourth fight. So, it would have to be an early knockout for Wilder to even garner a fourth fight.
All right, let me see here. We got CYP California says, "Which was the worst loss? Anthony Joshua's loss to Andy Ruiz Jr. or Deontay Wilder's loss to Tyson Fury?"
I believe Deontay lost to Tyson Fury the way he lost. Because look, Joshua and Ruiz, they fought. I mean, it was a fight, but Fury it wasn't even a no contest to me. It wasn't no contest. It wasn't like it was close. I think in the first fight with Ruiz and Joshua, at least Joshua probably won the first round by kind of boxing, and he outboxed him in the first round. Why he didn't stick to that strategy, I don't know. But Ruiz came back in the second round and dropped him, and then it took him a few rounds to get him. But it was a good close fight up to 10. But with Wilder and Fury, it was a no contest. So I think the Fury and Wilder fight was the one.
Hey, Roddy, can you just confirm for everyone listening and in the chat? We're hearing that you might be on the Fury payroll. So can you just confirm that you didn't get any money from Fury to do that interview today? It's just a joke.
What?
He was saying, can you just confirm to everyone that's listening and in the chat that you did not get paid by Fury to do this interview?
No, I did not get paid by Fury. I don't even know Fury, so.
Now you know what it is,
I did
because
get paid by somebody I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure my good friend in California, CYP, was hoping that I don't know, that maybe you thought, okay, Wilder lost to what is considered the better heavyweight, where Ruiz was like a 15-12 to 1 underdog. I think that's the route he was going, like, how could AJ's loss be worse or not worse if he lost to the underdog, where Wilder, that was like the battle of who's number one. Like AJ was just, I'm coming to take America.
Right. Yeah, no. Right. Yeah, I understand. I understand that. But I think those of us in the sport of boxing, we all thought that Ruiz could upset Anthony Joshua. So it wasn't no big upset to people that was already in the sport of boxing. It wasn't a huge upset. You know, it wasn't, to me, it wasn't a huge upset. So that's why I didn't, you know, I thought Joshua, if he'd have boxed him, he would have won the fight. You know, but of course he came out and tried to knock Ruiz out after the first round, and then he got caught because everybody knows he doesn't have the best chin in over either. You know, so to me, I thought Ruiz had a good chance of upsetting Joshua, and he did. So, you know, and that's probably the reason why I said Fury's over Deontay was bigger to me than Joshua Ruiz.
All right. Last one is from Stone Bone Boxing in Colorado that asks, did Laura beat Canelo? I say yes. Canelo got a gift decision that night. That's what he says.
Oh, yes, I say it too. I say it too. Look, man, that's a fight that, you know, I think you just have to go back and you just got to just watch that fight again, and you'll see that he had Canelo swinging, and Canelo was missing punches left and right, you know. And I think a lot of people have never seen Canelo miss the way Lara made him miss, and then get countered right behind that, you know. And I don't care how many times I watch that fight, I still say Ronnie Lara beat Canelo, and, you know, nobody's going to change my mind on that.
All right, I think that's the last one. I see. Let me double check here. I see someone saying to refresh. I don't see his question. Let me double check here. Maybe put it in the wrong place. No. All right, that is it, Ronnie. Thank you once again for obviously always having the time to come on the show and talking some boxing. You definitely were a great interview. You got quite a few people upset and made quite a few people happy. But you definitely gave us great news with the Charlo Derevyanchenko. That's fantastic, especially in this pandemic. And you said he's 6 weeks in.
So it's not official.
I mean, hey, man, not official is good enough because he's 6 weeks in the camp. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen pretty soon, huh?
Well, it just, you know, like anything else, we'll be just waiting on the word.
All right.
We're just waiting on the word.
All right. Well, Ronnie, man, thank you once again for the time. And if you do any social media, you know now is the time to give it. If not, till the next one, champ.
Finally, I got on Instagram.
All right.
So I'm at official Ronnie Shields. That's my Instagram.
That's right.
Official
Listen.
Ronnie Shields.
Expect a lot of UK followers today after today, man. You know,
official Ronnie Shields is the Instagram. Let me go follow you right now. You said official Ronnie Shields?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. All your contemporaries are there, man. You got your Freddie Roaches there, your Buddy McGirts, everybody, man. You guys are part of a special class, and these fans, they love you guys. So, you know, it's better to be there. But Ronnie, man, thank you once again. Following you as we speak, once this populates. But yeah, man, thanks again, champ.
No problem, man. Look forward to the next time.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ronnie Shields. Yeah, where's this account at, man? Oh, that's why.
It was amazing. Like, you know, I mean, like, aside from, you know, making people happy or whatever, he answered everything very candidly, and he answered everything with, like, the wisdom of someone who's been there, right, and has seen almost everything that there is to see. He really answered, like, took his time to answer quietly in an unbiased way. So, you know, I really enjoyed that. But obviously, he was saying everything that to make me happy at the same time. So, you know, I can only enjoy that, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yo, I gotta follow Ronnie, man. He literally just opened his, huh? Jump on the
Yeah.
chant. Yeah. Let me like all his little
Did,
pics real
did,
quick.
did you find it? Like, so it's official
Yeah.
Ronnie Shield, all in one word?
All in one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yo,
So I'll do that.
Majid, don't be upset at me. You heard me. I literally talked about you live. Your question wasn't there. I refreshed, came back. I'm still on the page. Let me see if I refresh one more time. See, does it pop up now, John? Nah, it's definitely not there, champ. So, I got everybody's. All right. So yeah, just like in all Ronnie's picks, real quick. Show him the love. You know. Champ. All right, let's open up these phone lines, man. Let's see what the world has to say. Listen, don't type when you can Skype. Now, if you, for whatever reason, can't Skype and you decide to type, make it a super chat. You know, this way we can actually hear you. You know what I mean? Let's go out to sponsors real quick, and then we'll get to these phone lines really fast.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Midday, any final thoughts on the topic before we open up the lines?
I mean, like, there's a lot, right? There's a lot, like, especially with Ronnie's interview, he said a lot. My final thought is that you heard it. For anything like that to happen, it seems like there needs to be a lot of people on board with the conspiracy and a lot of people on different side of the table. Like, you have to have, like, people on Wilder's side, you have to have the commission. There's like way too much. You have to have the referee dropping the ball. So to me, it's not plausible or it's not possible. So unless we get like solid evidence that something like that happened, then I'm still going to rubbish all those claims until I see any kind of evidence. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely waiting for more to develop now that it's the brother of Wilder that is alleging this. I'm hoping big time media can call and ask, do some sort of sit down. Does Fox do something? Like, does anybody listen now and at least call Shelly and say, hey, this is your fighter, but that's his brother. Do you want to check this out before we go live with this story? I don't know, something. But we're going out to California. Info Joe, what it do? Champ.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, my boxing brothers?
What up, Joe? What it do?
Hey, first things first, everybody listening, whatever you doing, stop and hit the thumbs up. These dudes is working. Yo, I want to say something, man. Brandon Maurice said, nominee caller of the year the other day. I don't know if it was in the back channel or on the show, but he said if it was everything was true what everyone said, I'm a Wilder fan. Al Heyman would be all over it. One of the most powerful dudes in boxing. I think he would have jumped all over it with all of his lawyers, and he knows everybody. I can only imagine. So I'm hoping Wilder comes back and knock him out. But at the same time, I'm thinking, why would his brother put out that kind of information, knowing that it's going to change the betting odds? People are already going to be thinking, okay, he got a dent in his head, so can he possibly win? Now it's going to cause more doubt. You don't go in talking about an injury right before a fight. Anyway, that should have been kept in-house. I think this is going to do more bad than good, him coming out with this information. But if anything, boxing is corrupt. Anything can happen. But I hope he comes back and wins. That's all I got. Peace.
Joe, thanks for calling in. We're going out to King Amin in Essex. newest signee to East Coast Promotions. Look out for him on a Saturday near you on Boxing Bars. Gonna be dropping some hot 16s, but let me get on out to the king.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Dang, he really gonna let me down with that type of introduction? Sheesh. Majid in Orlando. What up?
Man, yeah, man. Everybody need to like the video, especially y'all UK people. I've been in there. I've been in that chat room trolling, going back and forth with them the whole time. But on some real junk, just like the video, man. Show some support. Come back tomorrow and talk y'all trash. I don't really got nothing to say except shout out to Ronnie Shields, and all this glove stuff. Oh, I don't know what's up with it, but everybody need to talk about it, and acknowledge something could have happened, but whether something did or not, whatever. Everybody like the video. I'm out.
Champ. Let me go to Marlon So Icy Sims, pro boxer. What's going on, champ? Is he working? Marlon.
Yo, you got me?
I got you. What up?
Oh, man, nothing much. You just called me. I just got done running. All I'm saying is, I hope that it ain't true about the dent in his head, because that would hinder his boxing career at some point even faster than what he already planned on retiring at. So I hope that just for the sake of him continuing in the sport, that it's not true. And like y'all said, hopefully they're just gaining all the information and willing to submit it if any of this is true. I just think that it's crazy. And that none of the mainstream media even spoke about it, even if it's just allegations at this point. But it's enough buzz for enough people that's talking about it that it should be brought up at some point. So that's really my point. Other than that, man, y'all keep grinding. I'm
All right.
Hey, let me just jump in very quickly on this point of people should be talking about it because there's enough buzz, or people should be investigating. Just think about it this way, right? So you think that you should be personally investigated in your personal life because some random people say that you might have stolen something, so that's why police should just do all the investigation and try to do something, right? So you wouldn't like those kind of things to happen to you on some unfounded allegation or accusation. So why do you want that to happen, and why do you want people to give credit and co-sign your craziness just because you want that to be a fact, right? So that's probably why those people don't ride with the story until they have something solid to report and something that is funded, right? So that's my view on this point. And I heard it too many times, and that's what I wanted to put it out there, that I wouldn't like that to happen to me, and I'm sure that most people that are saying that wouldn't like that to happen to them either, right? So that's pretty much it.
Mitty, it's different though, champ. You can't say you wouldn't like it to happen to you, or your example is you wouldn't like for it to happen to you and someone start investing in your personal life. That was the key word, personal life. This is not his personal life. This is a sport, for one. This was live on television, and they're alleging whatever they're alleging. Now the issue that I have is that there are all these accusations, but no one is to come forward yet. Now, and that's why this is different for me, because it's now it's the brother. So now, does someone call Shelly Finkel? Does Dan Rayfield call? Now does Kevin Iole try to get a story on this? Is someone gonna do something now?
But think about it. Why would they not do it if it meant that they could break one of the biggest news? Why don't we? Why because it looks like why are we assuming that they haven't done that? They called Shelly, they called Al, they called Deontay.
What do you mean? Wait.
drop this BS because there's nothing in there, right?
For the same reasons that you're saying, why wouldn't they do it for the numbers that it represents? That's the same reason that you're saying, why were we assuming that they didn't? That's why they didn't. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out so you understand what I'm saying. What I mean is, had someone called Wilder an Ioli or a Rayfield, we would have a story saying, I spoke to Wilder and all these accusations are false. He never said any of, but that hasn't happened.
No, but it is not their job to deny like something, a lie that is put out there. It is their job to just present a story that could mean that like Fury is cheated. It's not up to them to say, hey, you know what? You know, I've seen like some pictures being put on whatever website or whatever YouTube channel, and I want the whole world to know that this is not true. That's got nothing to do with them.
No. But that's not what I'm saying, though. Listen, Marlon just stated, there's been enough smoke for mainstream media to sit down with Tyson and say...
What kind of smoke? Like craziness smoke up until like Marsellos tweet. This was all like craziness and people hyping this up, right?
According to you, craziness, but obviously there were thousands and thousands of people who signed the petition, right? There's been hundreds of millions of views on the subject, and now we have a brother claiming that the other brother was told by a doctor. I think it's a little bit different now at this point.
Anyway, just like to go back on the conspiracy side of things, right? So since we're in conspiracy mode and everything, like, do you think that this is news that might have been available to Eddie? Because Eddie seems to have said like a few times in the past few weeks that, hey, I don't even know if the Wilder fight will happen for whatever reason. Maybe he knows that Wilder has a dent in his skull, right? So that's another funny thing that we can put out there in terms of conspiracy if we want to joke and about things, right? So that Fury AJ fight becomes more and more possible if Wilder indeed has a dent in his skull.
Possibly. I think
all
I want is for someone to step up now. That's all. Step up. A Shelly Finkel, a Dan Rayfield, a Deontay Wilder himself, Coppinger, Ioli, Kim. Someone needs to call Wilder now or Shelly Finkel now and say, hey, for months, okay, since the fight was over, there's been a public outcry of foul play. And everything, like Coach Mitty says, has been cuckoo, according to Coach Mitty, right? But now your own brother or your fighters, because if he's talking to Shelly, your fighter's brother is alleging XYZ. I think now it is time for mainstream media to step in and get the answers that obviously we can't get. That's all I'm asking for.
And is it in their interest to debunk the craziness, or are they happy for doubt to be put over that win? Right.
Well, look at the way that you're laughing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
going to say. Look at the way that you're laughing, though. Look at the way that you're laughing, and you're calling it cuckoo. So, does a mainstream media guy really want to chase this down when there's millions of people like you trying to quiet the naysayers, according to you, from what they're saying? No, they're just crazy. That's excuses. But if someone needs to ask for paperwork because you mentioned a doctor. You mentioned that there was a doctor and that he got examined and that there was results given to you and that he's got a dent. So someone higher than us needs to question. That's all. I'm not saying it's real. I'm not saying it's fake. Someone needs to question it at this point.
Here's my thing, though, is I don't think that there's a journalist in the world that wouldn't jump all over this story if there was even a hint of surmountable evidence. I'm talking about evidence that can be used
so the brother's
in a
not
court
enough?
of law. I'm talking about
is the brother enough
that
to
could
you?
Listen to me real quick.
Because testimony is number one in the court of law since you brought it up.
Please, just let me finish my point. Harvey Weinstein was more powerful than Deontay Wilder could ever even imagine being. And yet there was a journalist that went out on the limb, even though he had doors slammed in his face, he had threats of legal action, they threatened to kill him, he had spies following him. This man took down Harvey Weinstein. And I said Deontay Wilder. I meant to say as more powerful than Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is not nearly as powerful as Harvey Weinstein. So if Tyson Fury's out there pulling something that could kill somebody, pulling a stunt that would be one of the biggest, most unacceptable things that ever happened in sports. I mean, this would blow biting ears way out of the water. There are people, there would be somebody that would jump at this. We don't know that they haven't at least made certain inquiries. And at this point, have zero to go on.
So Mario, can we agree that the amount of views and clicks generated on this topic have been astronomical for websites, YouTube as a whole, totality?
Yes, they've been for those that have covered it, sure.
Okay. So with what you just answered and what you just said before that in mind, you said, "Oh, anybody would want to do this because of how big it is." So you're right. If you and Mitty both chose to say that you guys assume someone at least asked Wilder, right? So that's my thing. If you asked him and he debunked it, why not do the debunk story? Isn't that going to generate just as much interest as this?
No, it's
that's
not.
A lie. Come on, bro.
No, it's
oh
not.
My God. So if Steve, hold on, let me finish. If Steve Kim writes, Wilder claims his brother never said that. That's not going to go viral. Steve Kim
because he can't say that. He can't say that because listen to me. He can't say that. He can't say his brother never said that because he came from his brother's Twitter account. However,
he can't just go out there. He could say it's Photoshop. He could say he could say my brother was drunk. That's not true. What I'm saying is there is a story to write, and you guys are both lying by saying that there isn't.
There is a story to write. Like, you can write a story about anything, but you won't just write a story to debunk something that has no foundation, just like that, right? And something that has not even as much steam as you think there is. There is steam, with us and people who follow, and there's certain channel and certain media outlet that are pushing this narrative.
Yeah.
So, and they're not as big as you think they are.
They're not. They're not. And listen, here's the reason why. Here's what you do when you here's what you do when you enter that realm. Okay, when you enter that realm, you invite the crazy Tyson Fury fans, the crazy Deontay Wilder fans. You invite them to just trash that article.
So Mario,
I've seen
it's
it
not
being
real.
taken down from boxing.
So it's
scene.
not
I've
real.
What's not real?
You're going on the limb saying it's not real. You're saying what? That his brother was what? Drunk, high. His phone was hacked. What excuse are you going with?
If that Deontay Wilder has a dent in his head, it was caused by Tyson Fury's two fists. That's what I believe right now, until somebody provides me with any other evidence.
Okay, so that's the thing. Aren't you a writer?
Sure.
So why haven't you reached out to Marsellos to question what he said?
Well, it just happened today. I mean, this is the first show that I mean,
this is not the first
time. I didn't even see it until you put it in the pre-pro.
Well, remember, we were all made aware of it yesterday, and then he came out today with a secondary post.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
I didn't see any of that stuff.
And hold on. This was infuriating me about the two of you. This is what infuriating me about the two of you, right? So now, his brother posts two things in 48 hours, right? Mm-hmm. Now Tyson Fury himself acknowledges it, and you still say that if a mainstream media picks it up, it's worthless.
Because Tyson Fury has a reason to do so. You calling me I've possibly cheated or whatever, and you trying to put a narrative out there about me, I have a reason to just respond. Period. You do the same thing. If someone just does a video about you and says Ness does X, Y, Z, blah, 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 you're going to respond. Does ESPN has to just say Ness just responded and we just double check this thing? No, they don't have to.
Listen, I think that what you have to understand is that boxing doesn't operate like mainstream media. To everybody to the Joe Rogans of the world, you know, to the top of the top in terms of where we get our information from YouTube, the fight's done. Like they don't understand what's gained from trying to discredit or whatever happened in that fight. That's it. They're done. They've moved on. Joe Rogan covered the aspects of the fight that Wilder fans didn't like. I know he covered the 40-pound suit excuse, even though that never really came from him. So I agree with you that the media has been biased. But the media is biased because Tyson Fury won. So they have him as the darling. And until Wilder comes back, he won't be looked at as the darling.
But you are a journalist.
Fights from 6 months ago.
You are a journalist that went to school for journalism, that has a passion for writing, and you have a fighter who claims when he sparred with Fury, they took out padding from his gloves. So he's lying too. Then you have now the brother of Wilder claiming that there was foul play and that they went to see a doctor and they were told what they were told. Forget the dent, because you want to use the dent to make a joke. But what about the doctor saying a blunt object?
Think that's funny.
Okay, so now we have Nick Asbury, we have gloves, we have physical gloves, then we have Tyson Fury coming out and addressing it. We have the brother making 2 posts, but we can't get a real story. We can't get Mario to be intrigued enough to ask Marsellos Wilder, what doctor, champ? Can I get the name of the doctor? Doesn't anybody want to know the name of the doctor? Doesn't anybody want Marsellos Wilder or Deontay Wilder to, I don't know, be forced to provide some sort of medical information from the doctor they went to? Some sort of x-ray? Something. No, you don't want that? No, let me finish. You don't want that? Do you just want us to say, this is more excuses?
Yeah, I, as a journalist, want information from the source. I don't want everybody else out here fabricating, creating, and discouraging whatever truths may be out there.
So the
and that's
brother's
what's
not
happened.
a story?
Hold on.
The brother's
that's
not
what's
a story.
Because at the end of the day, what we've been hearing is that there's the padding's gone. Look at these pictures. Oh, Tyson Fury, he took dinosaur pills before it started. Like anything and everything that could be done. So if you're an authentic journalist that follows this sport, and you know that for the past 6 months, everything and anything has been said, and now we're on to something else, wouldn't you wait for something else more substantiated? Yeah, his brother came out, but ultimately it's something else. And
listen,
I'm not even saying it's not true. That's the problem, that you're not listening. I'm not saying it's not true. What I'm saying is that if this is true, then the whole Glovegate thing has besmirched it. It's done it a disservice.
So let me take it somewhere else, right? So that dent in the skull, right? So it's obviously known from right after the fight, right? But yet we had potential date before the whole lockdown and the whole COVID. We had potential date for rematch in July, right? And we had Deontay Wilder just saying that, yes, he's exercising that rematch clause and this is happening as soon as possible, right? So that was supposed to happen in July if COVID wasn't there. So at that time, we never had any information about no dents that could mean that the fight will not happen in July. That's the other thing that I would like to understand a bit more in that situation in terms of the dent, right? When we speak about that, why is it coming out now when potentially he could have been fighting on what was it, July 15th or whatever date?
18th, July 18th.
Yeah.
July 18th.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
what?
what? That makes the dent not real because he had a date.
No. I'm saying
No,
that
because
the dent,
I mean the
if the
narrative,
dent is real,
the narrative
if
that
the
you're
dent,
pushing,
no.
the narrative you're pushing is
No,
the date.
let me push. Okay, let me push.
The
Let me
tentative
push
date.
my
There
narrative
wasn't. There
instead of you
wasn't.
pushing
There
my
wasn't.
narrative for
There
me.
wasn't a
Right? So
date though.
let me push my own narrative instead of you pushing it on my behalf. Right. So what I'm saying is the dent would have been there from round 2, 3, 4, whenever that happened in that fight.
Exactly.
Right. So in the aftermath of the fight, we talked about negotiation and going straight into an immediate rematch, and we had different dates, possible dates to have that rematch happening. I'm pretty sure that if I have a dent and it's discovered like right after or maybe a day after, when I come back from the physical examination after my fight, I would say, actually, no, July or whatever date cannot happen until I'm fixed with my dent, right? Or with my issue there in my injury. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now that we're hearing about a dent, like we heard about a dent today for the first time. So if you really want to push the investigation on this, we can start asking those questions. Right? So why is it coming out now? Not saying that it's not real, but that's what you're asking for. Let's go out to the doctors. Let's go out for information. Right? So, yeah.
One thing was true, real quick. Let me just say this. One thing was true. It's either that he was never ready for the July fight because he had a dent in his head, or he had a dent in his head and he was going to fight in July. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those sounds absurd. I don't know which one sounds more absurd.
So FYI, I don't even know what you said different. Like you just repeated yourself, and I was trying to answer you based off what you said. If it happened in the second round, the first round, whatever narrative you guys want, that isn't the argument. The argument is that the brother is alleging this. I'm just happy that Mario is putting his integrity out there as a journalist to say that the brother is in a story. I mean, can we think of any other situation? Like, would Daniel Kinahan's brother be a story, Mitty? If I could get Daniel Kinahan's brother on this show, would that be not a fantastic interview? Based on all the speculation and allegations, right? Because we're dealing with allegations right now. So based on all the allegations on Kinahan, wouldn't that be the greatest interview for us?
It would, and I wish that you
and what
had
about this, Mitty?
I wish that you had Marsellos
what
on
about
instead
this?
of Ronnie Shields.
What about this, Mitty? If I could get Marsellos on the show, wouldn't that be a fantastic interview?
It would be great.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you, why would it be a fantastic interview? Why?
For entertainment, like exactly what we're having here.
Entertainment.
We want to know,
not to question him. Not to question him.
Of course, to question him. Like we want him to just like come
not
out
to
and
try
bring
to
some
uncover
of those
the
information.
truth. Not to uncover for entertainment.
You want
listen.
uncover the truth.
I'm just happy.
The truth. How would you uncover the truth?
You won't be able to do that. You'll be asking those questions.
I'm just
to
happy
a secondary
you guys,
source.
I'm just happy. Wilder's brother is a secondary source.
Until we hear from Wilder, yes,
dude,
he is.
Listen, I'm glad that you came on when you came. We already were going to callers. I'm going to go back to them. Look, that's on you, man. You know, you are the writer, not me.
Well,
I'm a podcaster.
Let
me finish. Well, you don't know because you don't want to do the due diligence. But let me finish.
I know that
I'm not done. Please let me finish. Let me finish. I'm not the writer. I'm not the writer. I'm the podcaster. So I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, talking about the subject. You're the writer. You're ignoring it. I'm going back to callers. Brandon, Cincinnati, talk to me.
I don't even know where to go with this, man. I don't know, man. I'm just happy to be a bud tender, man. I don't got to go through this type of shit. That's my call, man.
Caesar, Las Vegas. Going what? All right.
Oh,
What up, Caesar?
you guys caught me at we're doing a little shopping here, but yeah, I'm as confused as Ness is when Mario says that Marcellus isn't a source. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's straight from the camp. You know, I mean that's that's Wilder's brother. You know what I'm saying? If he comes out with something like this, I mean, I would think many journalists would reach out and be like, "Yo, could you talk to me? You want to do a story on this or whatever?" Like, I'm surprised there's not anybody really jumping on this right now because of the controversy. Because I mean, I did hop on this late, but I did catch that part of the show. So I don't know. It's just confusing to me how the brother of Wilder isn't, a credible source. I mean, or somebody that you'd want to talk to about this whole situation. But that's my call. Great show, guys.
Let me clear this up real quick. When I say a secondary source, I mean he doesn't have the dent in his head, and he's not the doctor. So this is somebody hearing information or not hearing information. Because I'll put it this way: if you're willing to stake everything you have and put it on the line to make sure that Marsellos Wilder is telling the truth, because if he comes on this radio and does a Maurice Lee to you, it might not turn out as good, champ.
Yo,
and that's what I'm trying to tell you is that when Steve Kim goes out on his limb, hold on,
and
bro.
what happened with Maurice Lee?
Let me just tell you. You're too emotional for this. I'm just gonna fall back. Go ahead.
No, I thought you was talking to me when you said you get another Maurice Lee. It's gonna happen to you, champ. And I think that what we did with Maurice Lee worked out. While I was sad at the beginning,
I said it might not turn out the same. Exactly.
Okay, and that's my point. While I was sad at the beginning, it worked out for numerous reasons, but what we got from it was truth. Why? Because right now, see, this is the problem, and this is again.
Let me take him down memory lane.
Let me finish,
once
please,
upon a
Mario.
time, James
Don't cut me
Kirkland
off,
came on this
please.
show.
Don't cut me off. Let me finish, Mario.
Hold on,
Mario,
because
I'm
this
not
is
gonna
my
hold
point,
on.
though.
No,
this is my point.
Mario, don't do that.
This is the point
don't
that
do that
I
because
am
I'm not
making.
done. I'm not done. You know why you got to cut me off to make your point? I don't get you.
Because you're not. You are not even understanding the point. You're not listening to the point. My point is that if we can't control what happens, then people are going to say whatever they want, just like James Kirkland did. Remember? You remember that happened,
okay,
right?
you done? Can I go now?
Go ahead.
Okay. So all that I see and what the world is seeing, and I'm sorry, don't take any offense, you're being a coward. And let me finish. With James Kirkland, right? Mitty, so for those that don't know, let me take him down memory lane because he gave you no context. James Kirkland came on this show and alleged that Ann Wolf, his trainer at the time of the fight for Carlos Molina, in the locker room gave him 2 black pills. And those black pills caused him to fight in the manner that he fought for the Carlos Molina fight. And that's why he looked the way that he looked. We didn't look bad for that. Yahoo Sports picked up the story. ESPN, Twitter went crazy. James said whatever he said. That's what he said. That ain't got nothing to do with us. We the messenger, okay?
What happened? Did it turn out to be false information? What he said, or
nothing came from it?
We don't know.
He made the accusations. They threatened to sue us? Oh, so they come. Wait. No, Mitty, wait, Mitty. This motherfucker's lying live on there. Check it out, Mitty. They threatened to sue us, but they threatened to sue me. They only contacted Mario. Check him out. So now he corrected it. Live on air, he just corrected his lie.
Sold me under the. Now I know. Thanks.
That's okay.
Yo, live on air, he just corrected his lie.
For what reason? For not doing like what?
So wait. I want the audience to get this clear. I want the audience to get this clear.
Go out.
Mario is literally saying. Mario is literally lying. Listen,
was it a live
this is what he wants.
Did you write this?
It was a live interview. Yes.
He wants chaos. He doesn't want me to talk. Look, he doesn't want me to talk because he prefer chaos. Because he's literally telling you. He's literally telling you that he wrote a story on my website. I'm the owner. And that he gets contacted for a story on my site and threatened to be sued. Can you not see that he's literally becoming a liar before our eyes? Why would you risk your integrity, my friend? You were threatened to be sued for an article on my site and they didn't call me? No attorneys? You look like a fucking idiot right now. I'm so sorry. Let's go to callers.
You smoke too fucking much weed.
Idris, talk to us.
Because you were on the fucking call with her when she literally
Idris,
threatened
talk to us.
to kick
You're
my ass
live.
and
You're live.
also me.
You're live. Yeah. Mario, did I take down the story? Since I was on the call, is the story down?
I don't think you did.
What a fucking clown. I need a clown soundbite.
What's the point of that?
Idris is on.
Yeah, because you're a fucking liar.
Man, hey, everybody needs to kind of relax for a second, man. But listen, man, Mr. Gibbs, man, let me ask you a question. If this was a court of law, yeah, you got Marsellos Wilder on the stand. How is that credible? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, so you got him on the stand. What? He's gonna say, yeah, trust me. You just have to believe me. I ain't gonna bring the doctor with me. I'm not showing you paperwork. I don't want to show you nothing. Take my word for it.
No, he won't say that. But like, if it's a court of law, right? So we have to put him on the stand, and we have to listen to him because it's close to the camp. However, we also have the right to ask him for more information. We have to ask him for the names of the doctors.
Otherwise, it's rubbish. Otherwise, speculation. It's completely void.
So for Idris and the Marios of the world who continue to say that he's a secondary source and you don't want another Maurice Lee or James Kirkland in your hand, this is what would happen, Idris. The same thing that happened with Maurice Lee. He came on with allegations and his own words became the lies that put the nail in the coffin. So if you questioned what Marsellos Wilder, you don't tell me that that's a worthy interview. Like the delusion that you guys are going, the extents to call this a lie or an excuse, it is the brother. It becomes more real when it's the brother. It needs to be questioned now because it's the brother. The brother either needs to, we need a statement saying my brother is crazy, my brother's Instagram got hacked, my brother was intoxicated, or my brother's telling the truth. Come on, guys. To say we don't need that because it's the brother, but he's nobody, he's not a secondary source. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, man.
I don't know what you're talking
lying
about.
To yourself.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
So
and that's
why don't you want to do it?
That from the
why don't you want to do
Wilder
it?
hasn't said anything.
But
I think until Wilder comes out and until Wilder comes out and makes these claims himself, they just seem I don't know. They just seem tied up in the minutia that we've already been used to.
Sure,
So that's what I said. He needs to come on. He needs to come on. But what I said, like when you asked me, like why would he come on this channel specifically, is we can interrogate him and everything, but we won't get the whole truth, like the verifiable truth. We probably will get the truth from his mouth, right? But we won't be able to say we're verifying it because we have evidence. So what it will become like a piece of entertainment for us to start with, and then it will become the basis for someone else to put the story out there to get more information.
Exactly.
And that's okay. But if that's what they want to do it, and I don't believe that those major outlets want to do it because they don't put
it's being reported on Yahoo. So it's being reported on Yahoo. Maybe now Mario grows a pair and does a story. Class and Bound in Texas.
Yo, how's it going? It's been quite a bit.
Class and Bound? Bro, you on speaker? We got a super chat from Mad Bent who says the story's on Yahoo Sports right now. Class and Bound, I'm going to come back to you. Sounds like you're on speaker working. I don't know. King Born Brooklyn, talk to us.
Hey, yo, listen. Check this out. I want to give a big shout out to my brother, Sean Tillman. Love you. Today's birthday. Today's born day. Hey, Mitty, you got a brother? Mitty, you there? Mitty.
I'm there. I'm here.
Mitty. Do you got a brother?
I always have problems, man.
Do you have
always have problems.
No. Do you have a brother? Do you have a brother?
No, I don't. I don't. I have a sister.
All right, so you all right, you got a sister.
Yeah.
Listen, anybody gonna defend their brother? If my brother got beef from there, everybody say bad about my brother. I'm taking this with a grain of salt. I'm not running with it. I'm not getting hyped about it. I just know Wilder gonna knock Fury out. That's all it is. So I'm not running with this, man. Talking about he got a dent in his head. From where? You heard what Ronnie Shields say, yo, it's too much excuses. Let's get the fight popping. Let the best man win. We know it's going to be Wilder, man. Enough of this, man. Everybody, what's the next excuse? Come on, man. That's his brother. You know his brother going to stick up for him, y'all. Y'all know that. Whatever it is, it is. And then, hey, yo, Mario, don't even get caught up in that. Hey, yo, Ness, I don't know if you got a brother or not, but I know you had a brother. Mario, I know you got a brother. If your brother robbed the bank, you going to stick up for him. If your brother...
Definitely. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I wish I would have thought of that because, man, that makes a lot of sense to me. I do have a brother, and he is very close to my age, and we have been at multiple fights that we've had on the schoolyard. You know, I've seen him fight. He's seen me fight, and really bad ones, too. So I know what that feels like to watch your brother bleeding. You know what I'm saying? I know what that's like to watch your brother try to beat somebody. And so, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me now, to be honest with you.
Yo, after he told me, you've got a problem? You've got a problem? Yeah, I got a problem. I don't have any problem.
I mean, it makes sense for you and your brother, or Mitty and his brother, or me and my brother, that we're unpopular, so it doesn't matter what we say as a brother.
Yeah. No,
you
definitely.
know? But when your brother is Deontay Wilder, the former heavyweight champion of the world, visited the Pope, it matters that you say that he was told by a doctor. That is
because
the
you're
only
an extension
reason
of him.
That is the only reason that a journalist should be at least wanting to question Wilder, or at least Marsellos, because he said, my brother was told by a doctor. Okay.
See, and I want to make this clear real quick before we move on. In my heart of hearts, I believe fully that there have been multiple.
He about to flip flop live on air. He about to flip flop,
that have tried to reach out to Wilder in this time. Wilder's made himself scarce with interviews. Wilder's made himself, not available. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. He can do whatever he wants, whatever he needs to do to put himself in a situation where he can win the next fight. That's what he should do. All I'm saying is that I don't believe that there hasn't been people out there that have tried to get to the bottom of this. I think that the person that could clear all this up just isn't ready to do that. And I'm not hating on him. Like, that's the problem here, is that everybody thinks this is like Wilder hates. Not. It's, I just want the people that win to not have to be discredited with no proof. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't care if this was Chocolatito, Tyson Fury. I don't care who this is. I just don't want this to happen to nobody.
Let me tell you how this.
What happened with that Ann Wolf story? That you end up fighting her or something? She said she wanted to fight you?
She said, because she was from Texas too, and she had found out I was from Texas. Somebody snitched to her all my info. I'm not gonna say who it was, but it was another writer. And man, she wasn't very happy with me. Ness was on the line, and he, I had told him to sit in the background. Like, I didn't want him on the call because I wanted to try to handle it myself. But yeah, man, she was really, really upset at me for a long time. We actually didn't clear the air until probably about 4 or 5 years later when I saw her to fight.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Sorry,
yeah, she could have beat me up for sure.
Got in there. Yo, Ness, you hit?
Yeah. So I just wanted to say, for the writers or people that think that Marsellos interview wouldn't be good, like, I would ask, I don't know, Mitty, you wouldn't be interested to hear his answer to Marsellos. Were you at the hospital with Deontay Wilder?
I would love it. Exactly. I would love it, I would love him to answer all the questions we have for him, right? Every single question, like from the trolling question to the real question. Like, hopefully he can just come on with like a cool head, though. And that's difficult to do, coming just like trying to defend your brother, and then you have people out there trying to make the situation a bit lighter, right? I'm sure people will start asking him about the autopsy and stuff like that. And
yeah, but he won't be able to see that. If he was on an interview, or if a writer reached out to him, he won't have to react to a chat room. Like, that's us that we watch the show and pay attention to that. But like,
yeah, no, I mean, but to
Ronnie
us, like,
didn't know.
with us, yeah.
Ronnie, you know,
But
Ronnie
I mean,
didn't
like,
know.
do you have like a way to bring him in, or is he not?
I mean, I
responding?
I tried. I see. You know, I would prefer to do my. I always try, man. I always try. He hasn't replied yet, man. So what could I say? What could I say? You know, but I tried.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, that would have been fire. Like, you know, I like the Ronnie Shield interview, but it would have been even more interesting to get like Marsellos right there reacting to his own story, right? So, and answering the question just right there, you know.
Well, I don't see this anywhere on Yahoo.
I mean, like, it might well be. It might well be on Yahoo as like.
No, I'm not saying it's not. I'm
reaction.
just saying that I can't find it. I'm scrolling down.
You know, you have like, you know, I don't know how to say it, but you have like your serious news category, and then you have like your quick hit, like you kind of like TMZ,
That's exactly what they have.
report and stuff of things, right? So that would definitely make that category. But if the claims are substantiated, then it moves from that category to the real kind of like big story that is dealing with a cheating case that needs to be looked into, because it's not just cheating, it's cheating with a lot of people involved. Right?
We've just recently seen ESPN pick up Fury's Instagram video about Daniel Kinahan and, you know, his fight being agreed on, and everyone in the world knew that there was a legal contract with Deontay Wilder, and they still reported. I'm just saying, as a writer, people should want to ask at least now Tyson Fury, hey, what do you think about his brother coming out? Or vice versa, because Fury is now acknowledging it. To continue to say this is excuses, it's funny, you know, when more and more people are acknowledging it. But we went to King, so we got Santiago. What up, champ?
Yo, Santi.
What's up, guys? It's been a while.
Sure has, man. How's everything?
It's good, dude. COVID-19, trying to keep busy with work. But shout out to you guys having Ronnie Shields on today's show. You know, I definitely feel like he made a lot of valid points. I personally think that until we receive some kind of confirmation or word from either a doctor, specialist, Wilder himself, then it's all hearsay, you know? Like, we're talking family, but, like, you know, why is it his brother? You know, why isn't Wilder, you know, come out to say something, you know? Like, Look at like back in 1968, Muhammad Ali cried foul during his first fight with Sonny Liston. So why wouldn't a proud champion like Wilder want to follow suit? You know, worse is that, you know, if we're talking allegations, if these allegations end up proving having no merit, it's potentially worse than what happened to Roberto Duran when he came out with a litany of excuses for why he lost the second Leonard fight. Just watch the No Mas 30 for 30. And think how bad his image suffered. You know, he had to work his ass off just to get back into the good graces of the boxing community then. They even talk about it in the Hands of Stone movie. You know, the damage control that Wilder would have to do would almost be nightmarish. And if he isn't hitting up his brother now, he should be hitting it up and telling him not to say shit if Wilder himself isn't saying anything from one brother to another.
All right, Santi. And look, that is the reason I'm saying that a writer should be really wanting to contact Marsellos, and that's why it's not just some secondary source, and it's important. Like you said, Wilder should be telling him to shut up, and you already heard all the excuses I feel need to come out. I don't think you can just stay silent now that the brother says you visited doctors with an S. We got a counterpunch from Majid in Orlando. What up?
Yeah, what up, dog? All right. Yeah, man. See, my thing was that I remember when Charlo fought whatever that dude name was, Harrison. We just seen little things about the water bottle, and everybody jumped on it. We got a response back from the commission quick. So why is the water bottle so more important than the glove? I just had a question, but that's all, man.
No, and again,
because Harrison came up with it, right? Wasn't
exactly.
It like it wasn't Harrison's brother or
difference.
anyone. Harrison came up with it
that
and
was
just
the
said,
difference.
Right? So, and it just like stated the irregularities and things that he thought that didn't happen in a fair way, He said, I didn't get the same treatment as the other dude that I'm supposed to have, blah, blah. And the commissioner had to say, hey, they're accusing us right there, so let us clear our name very quickly. And that's what they did. So that's the difference.
And it was more powerful because he was the main person in the fight. He was one of the two people in the fight. Now, had his brother started to say it, people would have still wanted to ask Harrison, did he feel the same way? That's all I'm saying. But we got tons of callers. Tons. V in Jacksonville, what up?
Poppin', man. What's good?
What up?
So, I saw this little story a while ago. I'm like, okay, here come another excuse. I'm with you in terms of the whole, okay, you know, why wouldn't we want to talk to Marsellos about it? You know what I'm saying? Because he's the one opening his mouth about it. But Ness, like I told you before, man, what is this? The seventh excuse? Which one is it? Is it somebody on his team? You know, because he alluded to that.
Nah,
somebody
he's
was on.
He's still saying that. V.
Go ahead.
He's still saying it's somebody on the team.
Okay.
From the way he's painting it, from the way he's painting it.
Mm-hmm.
And look, again, I keep repeating, I don't want to get in trouble for saying this if I'm wrong, but like Fury saying JD was in the room. They saying the gloves was tampered with. But they simultaneously saying people, let me get the direct quote real quick because I don't want to, you know, he said the most wicked-ish about it is people on your own team will do anything for the hate/money to help the opposition take you down. It was discovered by doctors, you know, so whatever. The point is, it sound like somebody in the room looked the other way.
Okay, so let me tell you something. So basically, that means that it's no longer, what was it, a flat glove before. Now we got iron in the glove or something like that?
We don't know. No, the words that are being used are blunt object. I'm quoting the brother, secondary source.
Now, are you with me in this?
Drop it in.
I think it's bullshit. I think it's all bullshit. But I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna ask you this. Now, let's say, well.
Oh shit, V, you gotta get that boomerang, man. You done got 2 minutes out of me by mistake.
Could I just say one thing? So, because I wanted to make this point that when in the past when I've seen stuff happen, right, like, or when people have come out on you know, in the news and said something, the longer it takes to confirm it, the worse, like the least true that it is, I guess. You know what I'm trying to say.
Man,
but
you're
that got me to think
yourself
about this
today.
point. Real quick, let me finish. But this got me to think about this point. If there's any reason why any of this stuff is true and hasn't gotten out, or the news hasn't covered it, it would be because, if you think about it, if he was able to get away with this, like, it implicates so many more people. That's why I have such a hard time, because this isn't one person cheating. This is the Nevada State Athletic Commission missing it. This is Deontay Wilder's own camp missing it. The amount of people that would either have had to have been incompetent or implicated, it's a laundry list out the door.
Yeah, it sounds so far-fetched when Mario says it, but I don't know how many people were implicated or had to be involved and didn't notice or look the other way in Margarito's entire career. Or what about just the night that Nazim Richardson caught him when the commission already approved the raps? Come on.
I'm not saying that that's not possible. I mean, again, I go back to Harvey Weinstein. I go back to, you know how many people were implicated
I don't know
in all
Harvey
this stuff?
because he ain't no fighter,
You know
but Louis Resto, right? Louis Resto died in the ring, right? Wasn't it Louis Resto? What was the white guy, Billy? What was the white guy's name?
That's his opponent.
What was the guy's
name? He didn't die in the ring, though.
What was the guy's name? Billy something? Billy Lyle, maybe?
Billy Smith or something?
Something like that. And
how'd he die?
How'd he die in the ring?
No, he didn't die.
Or later? How'd he die later? How'd he die later?
Didn't he commit suicide?
No. Oh no, he
bad.
died later from
I
all
haven't
the
seen
trauma.
it for so long.
He died later from all the trauma, but the point is, the dude had loaded gloves. The dude had loaded gloves. We acting like this doesn't happen. Like, come on. Come on.
Billy Collins.
Billy
Billy
Collins.
But
There you
There you
go.
go.
but the thing is, like, also, like, that's exactly what we're saying. Also, like, when we take like all the other cases to say that this could have happened because it happened in those cases, I think that's like you know a false like comparison. Or it's like, you're saying it happened in the Fury Wilder fight because it happened in the other fight. No, protocols have been put in place as a result
Exactly.
of what happened in 1983, right? And also, that's the reason why I asked like Ronnie Shields just to take us through the process, right? Because the process is different depending on the fight. Like a championship fight will have a process that is different from a non-title fight. It just went through all the different things. Like they ask you whether you want to go to the room to watch the raps, and you can say yes or no. The glove selection process is different depending on the title fight or a non-title fight. All those kind of things. That's why I say, like, so don't take comparison and say, oh, they happened in this fight, so it could have happened in that fight. No, because the process is different. And also, as a result of what happened in the past, people have put processes in place to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Now, can people be paid off? Yes. Can people game the system? Yes. Of course, like laws and preventative action are put in place for crime to happen, but crime still happens, right? Because people always find a way, right? People want to just game the system, are always a step ahead, right? So, and that's what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is we can't just say, oh, it happened because it happened in Margarito, and it happened with Luis Resto. That cannot be the basis of your argument. You can just say that it can happen because they found a way in those fights.
Champ,
but
the reason I'm bringing up those references is because you wouldn't laugh at that because it happened. But you're laughing at this because you think it's far-fetched. But we didn't live through Louis Resto. You weren't there.
I wasn't born.
All right,
like,
so that's my point. You're laughing, but these things have happened.
It does, and I'm telling you, in small hole shows.
Margarito ripped Cintrone's ear off. Wasn't it Cintron, Mario? So like,
let me tell you,
it's insane. Like, you guys think, that was the first time? Come on.
I believe it can happen. I can tell you, I've seen it like in smaller shows. Like, you think like the shows that we have with like 1-0 fighters or small hole fighters, do you think that there is the scrutiny that we talk about? No, there is like some kind of process. But when Ronnie tells you like the commissioner is supposed to sit there and watch, I've seen commissioner in dressing room having a chat on the other side of the room whilst the rapping is happening just behind them. They don't even know what's going on.
Exactly.
Like, those are small fights, but it doesn't happen on fights of that magnitude. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Fights of that magnitude, you should have that scrutiny. You should have like Jay Diaz, whether he's part of the conspiracy or not.
But the key word you're using repeatedly is should. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that it happened.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
That also doesn't mean that you should besmirch Tyson Fury's name based on a possibility.
We're not.
Like,
We're not. You as a journalist need to be contacting his brother. That is who dispersing his name.
No, I need to be talking to Deontay, but Deontay won't talk to me. So
maybe you need to you need to try harder. Maybe you need to try harder.
That's
what journalists do. Listen, there are journalists that go to Afghanistan.
I'm agreeing with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want the story, get it.
I'm telling you this. I think you must have put a dent in Gus the Boss's skull also, right? Like in Border Wars, because in the chat just out there just saying that those are facts and everything. What I'm saying is not facts, and what he's saying is not facts. We're all saying hearsays, and we're all talking speculation. That's the only thing that we can say for sure right now. I don't have the facts to tell you that there was no silly like cheating going on, and you don't have the facts to tell me that there was cheating going on. We can just all talk about like speculation based on what we're seeing and hearing, basically.
All right, we got Izzy. Oklahoma, what up? Dan, you getting a fight, Izzy? You got a fight. Who you got? Joseph Martinez? Who is it? Who is that? Who you got coming to Tulsa?
I didn't hear about it, Nez. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Tulsa fight.
Yeah, you guys got a Eddie Hearn Dazn Matchroom card in Tulsa, baby. Title fight.
I think it's Julio Cesar.
You got a
Martinez.
title fight, champ, coming to Tulsa.
I need to look into it. I see if I can somehow get in there, but I doubt it. It's probably in the bubble, right?
I don't know.
We'll see. They kind of open things up down here, so we'll see. I heard there's a spike. Hey, I just hopped on, Nez. I'm not even gonna hop in. I just hopped on.
All love. We going out to greatness, Harlem. All right, going to James. What up? No, isn't it James Benitez? Wrong?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yo, Mario, man, you got to start with all these Harvey Weinstein references, man. Like, yo, you killing us back here, man. Like, it's two different levels of cover-ups, man. But all in all, man, his brother's full of crap. I really believe that, man, this is worse than what Maurice Lee was popping off doing right here, man. Like, my brother was doing something like this, man, he'll be a dead man to me. So, all in all, man, yo, tell me.
James, you muted
go
yourself.
out?
Yeah, it sounds like
he went out.
Sounds like he muted himself. James.
I know, right?
In the meantime, we got a super chat from LV Slugger. Says, if Fury was in this situation, Wilder is in Manchester Mario, and Coach Gypsy would be all on it. The hate for Wilder is real. Hashtag two-time.
No, not at all. Like that's the difference between me and everybody else is I don't have. You want me to take this background off? You want to see how many posters I got of Tyson Fury on my wall? 0. You know the only Tyson Fury shirt I have has Deontay Wilder on it. It's the official fight shirt. I'm not like a Tyson Fury guy. I respect him. I think he's the best heavyweight out there. I think he beats AJ. He beats AJ. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's it. That's as far as my fandom goes, just believing in that guy.
What, thinking he's the best in the world?
I think he's the best heavyweight. Heavyweight.
Oh,
I didn't say pound for pound. Heavyweight.
Okay.
Yo, super chat from Chris. Let me see. Christopher says, did Mario just talk about what? Besmirching Fury's name? Fury, the same dude that has failed multiple PD tests and has tampered with his gloves before? Laughing my ass off.
Point.
No,
that's a fair point.
I mean, look. I'm
not gonna.
Fury's
listen,
only one failed.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Fury's only one failed drug test away from Gerald Miller's record. Fury has 2 failed drug tests.
And what's the what fight did he get caught for tampering his gloves? Is it like the
Christian Hammer fight?
But
he didn't get caught. Like they couldn't blame it on him. But you watch the video, he's like, I don't know. Like, how do you walk into the ring and you can do this with your thumb, but you don't know? Like, it was completely like loose. I mean, but look, you got to catch him, man. I mean, look, you got to catch him. This is Floyd. I feel like Floyd was the catalyst for drug testing. Maybe this becomes the new precedent for glove testing, making sure those gloves are in a safe before they get to the ring, you know what I mean?
But they are, though. They are. Like, I mean, on some title fights. So I've seen it, for example, for the MTK Global contract, where I was just like quite close to it and saw it. I saw the glove selection process. I saw when they came to bring it just before the fight to give it to them in the dressing room. And I saw when they had to hand it over after the fight. That was pretty tight. There was no way anything could have happened with those gloves. And I was there all the way through.
We got Rod and A70.
Hey, what up, Ness?
What up?
Hey, I had to call in on this one, man. Trying to work out and listen in. But a couple things real quick. Mario, sometimes it's hard to listen, man, because you're just so biased, man. You're supposed to be a journalist, but you should cover everything. If I told you 2 years ago that the world champion baseball team in the U.S. was cheating by hitting trash cans, you would have laughed me out the fucking gym. But somebody did the investigations and got to the bottom of it. Same thing with you, Mitty. You act like if Wilder had a doctor, the doctor wouldn't tell him, hey, man, you got a fracture on your skull, but you would be ready to start back fighting in April, contact in April, and you could fight in July. How stupid would it be for him to move forward without the doctor giving him the clearance for you to say, why would he schedule a fight in July? That's just a dumbass analogy anyway. So you guys just have to start look at the evidence like Ness is doing and just do the job, man. We know you don't like Wilder. We know you love AJ. Just do the job, man. Just look at the evidence and do it. And I don't believe Fury had anything in his gloves, to be honest with you. But I just would like to hear y'all do the job instead of being biased.
Yeah, do the job. I'm going to check Fury's gloves, man.
Listen. And that's what everyone wants to do. Turn it into a joke, man.
Let me give him just due real quick. That was a great point. You're absolutely right. The only issue I have with it is that everybody knows that sign stealing goes on in baseball, but to that level they didn't. And so that's a great point, and that's very, very fair. But again, like, that's the thing is you can't go back in time. Like, they have video evidence of all that stuff. Like, you can't go back in time to find out. Like, what's done is done in a sense, but I don't want it to be that way. But if somebody can think of a way to go about this investigation that can get to the truth, like, that's why I think it's so hard, because it's something that happened.
Contacting Marsellos Wilder, finding out the doctor's name. Why don't you call some of the hospitals or doctors, private practices, and just fucking prank call the office? Hey, the Deontay Wilder, I don't know. Do something other than saying it's a fucking joke, man. You're supposed to be a journalist.
I didn't say it was a joke.
You and Mitty laugh, but I love it. I love it.
Go back and look. I did not
people
laugh
are seeing
one time.
that you guys are only one-sided.
Listen to me. When I heard that man had a dent in his head, I honestly believed it right away. Now, I didn't read it right away to find out that, they were trying to say that Tyson Fury's gloves were loaded, but I didn't laugh right away. It's not funny to me. If that man's got a dent in his head, that's some serious stuff, and I don't think that's funny at all.
Man. I know. I would love to talk to Marsellos. That's all I'm saying. We got James. Talk to us. James, you gotta unmute, champ.
Yo, you can hear me now? Last time still I got cut off, man. Everything good?
Yeah, you're good.
Man, first off, I just want to say, man, Marsellos is just tripping just for leaking out this information, man. Because at the end of the day, if that was my brother, man, he'll be dead to me. That's just point blank, period. All in all, Mario, man, the Harvey Weinstein stuff, man, it's a bad analogy, bro. That's all I'm saying, man. Just use something else, man, please. End of the day, man, y'all boys keep doing the show, keep the good work, man, and please get Marsellos on right here, man, so we can ask him some questions, man, because we're going to probably clown on him like we did Maurice Lee.
Yeah, listen, if you want me to find another analogy, I could do that, but I just want you to understand, it's not that I'm saying that I'm not comparing the cover-ups. The only thing I was saying is that if in that situation a journalist would put themselves above the scrutiny to gain the knowledge and everything that comes from it, because I think I know he won a Pulitzer. I don't know if he won the Nobel Prize, but I know he won the Pulitzer for that. What's his name? I forgot his name. The journalist that wrote the story on Weinstein. I'm just saying that there's nothing that would prevent journalists from wanting that truth. It's not like they wouldn't want to find it, because regardless of what it screws up, be it the Nevada State Athletic Commission, no matter what it uncovers, it's all positive for that journalist. You know what I'm saying? Like, that journalist, I mean, they make their career like that. That's how you become famous, by uncovering something of this magnitude. But that's the only thing I was trying to say, was that, there's always someone out there looking for the story.
Who's Harvey Weinstein? Is that the white
guy? That's the guy who, basically the most powerful producer in Hollywood that sexually assaulted.
So that's not him. Like the other one is Epstein, right?
That's
Epstein's
the guy,
the other one.
and that's my point.
Epstein.
Epstein, look how long he went on.
Right.
And people didn't believe, but that's your problem, man. I mean, I don't know. People
Well, that's the
laughing
point I was
look,
making, though.
people laughing at me too, because I'm keep saying he's a listen. When I met Mario, this is what he wanted to do: be a journalist. He wants to. He rather be Steve Kim. He don't want to be a podcaster. You know, he's doing this, but he's a writer at heart. Like, look at the story we just published on Patreon. He's a writer, true and true. So that's not a shot. I'm just trying to ignite the engine because journalists, come on, it's the brother now. Like, I need to, as a journalist, I need to be told that your brother's senile. He's crazy. You know? Oh,
I hear you.
He skipped his meds.
No, you're
You're
absolutely
the
right, and I
heavyweight
don't
champion
disagree
of the
with you.
world, and your brother is out here claiming that you got a dent in your head.
This is the only thing I'll say to defend myself is tonight I have a 30-minute conversation. I mean, a 30-minute interview that I can pull quotes from, right? And I don't have that on the other side. You just did an interview, with Shields, and I'm in a situation where I got to listen in. I heard the Derevchenko stuff. Like, that's breaking news. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would get more out of that than I would trying to chase down a lead that ultimately they won't talk to me. That's all I'm saying.
He's giving up, y'all. He said
I'm not giving
the
up,
chase
bro.
is too hard.
I got Shields
The
quotes.
chase
What you
is
want?
too hard. I hear you,
I got
man.
Shields quotes. It was a good interview.
I hear you, man. We're going to Josh in the 704. What up?
Y'all hear me?
We do.
What's up with y'all? Hey man, Mitty man, what's up with your boys, man? They always want to come over here and cheat. Your boy Dillian White, he on steroids. Your boy Tyson Fury, he done failed twice with some steroids. Got a mafia boxing manager, but somehow you sit here and want to say it's out of the realm of possibility that they can set this up. Like, I don't think y'all understand what behind the scenes. I believe, in my opinion, the top of the boxing world, they want to see a white undisputed heavyweight champion. And like, I don't understand how y'all can't see this, because if it put it like this, ESPN, of course they're not gonna cover it like that because Tyson Fury is one of them. But y'all got to see the handwriting on the wall, bro. I mean, they trying to cover up Fury as much as possible, bro. Like, man, come on, man. You look at his gloves, man. Look like it's been deflated. His left hand, he can move it up and down in the glove, and now his right hand is the middle of the knuckle part is messed up. I'm like, man, I don't get how y'all don't see that, man. How y'all like, oh, I want to see more evidence. And then this kills it all right here. The first Ortiz fight, you can't tell me that he was getting hit harder than he was in the Fury fight. You know what I'm saying? In the second Fury fight, bro. I mean, it's too much evidence, man. Y'all need to man up and just admit that jump, bro. Like, what y'all want to hear the doctor from, bro? You can see, man. The man didn't even look right in the beginning of the fight. Whatever, man. Hey, now stay on this topic, man. They might not be with you, but everybody, there's a lot of other people with you, man. Salute to y'all. I'm out.
All right, Josh, thanks for calling in.
Just very quickly, like, so I don't know which one to address first. Like, okay, let me address the UK. Like, so I don't know why we can't go to the US to do it fairly, man. We have to cheat, man. That's in our nature, I guess. But the one thing I don't understand, right? So, you don't want to come to the UK because you're gonna get cheated. But when we go to the US, we also get home court advantage, and we cheat you even at home. You need to do something about your life so you don't get cheated wherever you go, man. Like, so that's the one thing that you should just keep in mind. Now, the other points around like the race side of thing, I have no, I don't want to see someone a heavyweight champion of the world because of his race. For anything out of the heavyweights that are out there right now, I want AJ to be the one that is undisputed because I believe he's the best out of all of them. Now, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, I'll be proven wrong. If it happens to lose to Fury because he's the better man, no problem. If he happens to lose to Wilder because he's the better man, no problem. That's not a race thing for me. But I think you're saying it's a race thing for the networks, and I hope that is not the situation, right? So,
I mean, I don't know. We got some more callers, though. Majimbe, New Jersey, what up?
Yeah, what's going on?
Chilling.
So I don't know, man. It just seems suspect. I would like to see some X-rays or something like that. I mean, who else from the Wilder camp has insinuated that Fury is cheating? You know, isn't Marcellus the first one? Because if he is, then Fury has all the right to come out and say something. You know, I don't know. To me, I just wish that the Wilder camp or the Wilder fans would just stop with all this nonsense. Wait till the third fight. Let's see what happens. I think it's a bad kind of shining a bad light on the sport. There's no proof yet. Nothing's been out there. I mean, how long has the fight been over? 6 months now, right? At least. And nothing has come out. I mean, let it go. Let's just see the third fight. See what
Didn't it
happens.
happen in February? When this fight happened? February 28th.
It's been 5 months.
It's February, yeah.
March, April, May, June. We're in July tomorrow
Yeah, no,
or the next day, so about 5 months.
It happened February 28th. So, you know.
Yeah, somewhere between 4 to 6 months. I'm bad at math.
Oh, okay, he's muted. I didn't know. All right. Let me get to King Amin. Man, I gave you that proper, man. What happened? Tell me you was at work.
Yeah, man, and I hated to disappoint, man. That was just an awesome intro that I got. I'm tipsy off the champagne, popping all that champs. You know what I'm saying? Getting welcome to East Coast Promotions, man. It was like a movie, man.
All right. So what's going on, champ? What you think about this topic?
Yo, as far as journalism and that whole thing, like, look, they have the Associated Press. You know what I'm saying? Things have to be verified by the Associated Press. And you know what's the lowest threshold? When you see all these stories about Meghan Markle and what she going through, they got her I don't want to insult nobody, but they got her fat ass father and her sister sitting up there telling the whole family business. You know what I'm saying? Now, she is a part of royalty, quote unquote. No one has to question the veracity of those stories because of the degrees of separation. If her fat ass father and her sister is up there saying it, I'm not saying it's exactly, but all she has to do is be quiet sometimes, and it's almost as good as true. That's the reason why publications like the National Enquirer exist. So what I'm saying is, yeah, Deontay Wilder may not say a word about it, but the fact that his brother is willing to go on record, public record, no matter which way you look at it, and say something, where there's smoke, there might be fire. I don't know. As far as excuses, though, I don't like, the whole excuses shit, but I mean, listen, I said it before, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, man. They caught Brady and Belichick, cheating for years. They just caught the Houston Astros. That's why Mario don't like that shit. They just caught the Houston Astros cheating out in baseball, so he's just covering up for cheats.
All right. We got CYP.
What's up? Let me get straight to the point. The only thing that Wilder is concerned about is that third fight and getting his revenge. He's not concerned about an injury he sustained. He's not concerned about if the bicep is healed up. That man personally wants revenge. I'm with him. I don't care about nothing else. If you go tie this up in a litigation and try to sue, that money could be gone and you could waste money to get nothing back. Nobody got time for that. On this side, we ready for that fight. We ready for that third. And the more stuff that comes out, the better, because now everything will be checked. It'll be Ronnie Shields.
Damn, Ronnie should cut him. You still
Eddie
there?
Hearn.
Cut out when you said Ronnie Shields, champ.
All right. With Ronnie Shields not seeing everybody going to be there checking everything. And lastly, when it comes to Eddie Hearn will tell you about somebody else's fight, somebody else's business, somebody else's numbers, somebody else's ticket sales that he ain't got nothing to do with. And they'll love those shows. They'll come on there listening to a dude who ain't even as close to the network or the fight as Marsellos is to Deontay Wilder. So y'all need to stop being hypocrites and start trying to get some respect on any other platform except for TBV. They need to thank you, Ness, because you give them the platform to hate every single day, and everybody else to block their ass immediately. CYP out.
Yes, sir. One moment. We got Ricky Fresh. Talk to me.
you got an intro on the show, and the first thing it says, like, I think it's a Floyd intro. It says, "Go in the kitchen, get the sharpest knife, and cut the bullshit out." Listen, present the facts or hide in the trash. My man speculating, saying this, saying that, saying that. Okay, so if there's a dent, yeah, when was the dent discovered? Why wasn't the issue raised? Why wasn't this put towards the commission, towards whatever? Why are you waiting 4 to 6 months later to talk about some bullshit? Come on, brothers. How many times are we going to come up with some excuse and this and that and this and that and this and that? If AJ came up with 2 excuses, just 2, Mark, we're on 7 right now. If AJ came up with 2 excuses, you lot would be clowning my man, saying my man's a fool, this, that, this. And firstly, Wilder needs to speak up. Why is your brother chatting? Your brother is moving like Maurice Sleep right now. Sit your little ass down and relax. Wilder needs to speak. Let us hear from Wilder. Let us know his thought. Let us know what he feels. Come on, the den didn't hurt him that much. Come on, speak, man. What's this?
All right. We going out to Ryan O'Rourke. What up?
Yo, Nick, don't spit your narrative on me, okay? So let me have my own point and opinion. Right, so the only doctor who has come out with this is fucking Dr. Dre. He's the only one who's given this autopsy. Well, it was Dr. Dre, and that was it. We all know that Tyson beat his ass up, and AJ will beat his ass up.
Dr. Dre.
He killed it. He killed it. Dr. Dre, man. Autopsy. Is it done? Are you done, Ryan?
No, I'm sorry. I'm waiting for Nessa's comeback.
I thought you said, you wanted me not to change.
No, but Ness loves coming back with the comeback either way. Because you love spinning your narrative. So I want to hear your narrative on it.
Nah, I was actually listening to you, bro. I was letting you do your thing, man. And feel the way you feel. Voice it on the voice of the people. Listen, I'm gonna get to some other callers though. That is your time. I mean, look, I don't know. Look, I'm just open-minded, man. Remember, again, they paint me in a box, but I'm the one that's always optimistic. I'm the one that's always on the hypotheticals. I'm the one that's always with the conspiracies. Like, if you've been following this channel, you know that, like, that's me. So, this isn't far-fetched. This isn't far-fetched. I mean, didn't we do countless shows, Mitty, on whether or not AJ was knocked out in sparring? That was
we did.
That was a conspiracy. That was a lie. We did it. Like
we did.
We have
can't
to
hate
talk
on
about
that.
these
and
rumors.
We had Joey the Waco on and all that. So it was good, and that's what I said. Like, we need to do that, and it helps bring some of the story to light, and it helps like some of those like more mainstream channel like journalists to pick that up and maybe bring some truth out of that. So that's cool, and that's what we love. We love talking about boxing. We love talking about the conspiracies and all that. But one real quick point though, and it just hit me. I now know why Ryan loves Callum Smith so much, man. I didn't realize he's actually a Scouser as well. Like, he sounds so much like him. That was hilarious, man.
Yo, we got a super chat from Rod870. He says, I appreciate media covering this because next time everything will be thoroughly checked. Wilder's trying to get that revenge, not going to speak. 100. I agree. He will go for revenge.
Yeah, I see Nash is on the front, so hopefully, maybe it's Marsellos that is there, and we can get like an interview, right? So, tell us that's true, Nash. Tell us that's true.
Let me text.
All right, man. So
I don't know, man. Look, they listening, man. So I mean, can we get Marsellos? Can we?
That would be, that would be perfect, and if he's listening, man, like,
they listening, man. Like, can we? I mean, look, the number's there, man. 14255695241. Press one time. Voice your opinion right here. On the Voice of the People hotline. Sorry about the I'm typing as do what I do. Let me get out to some callers. Man, they calling in by the dozens. They calling in by the dozens now. Now everybody wants a piece. All right, all right. Let me get to Sony the commish. Talk to me.
Yo, what's up, Ness? Can you hear me?
We do.
Yo, Mario, bruh, stay on your ground, brother, because I know I'm in a minority and I'm a Wilder fan. I think Wilder's going to win the third match. But yo, after the Maurice Lee thing last week, I totally agree with what Mario said at the beginning. That led to the big debate. And I don't want Mario to flop on it. Mario, you was exactly right in your first stance on this. Stay there. Because you can't go off this, not after everything that we done heard after the Wilder fight. I'm a Wilder fan, and I think he should just man up, take the defeat. And I think that is what he's doing. All this other stuff is just to build. And I think it's partly because of Fury's been in the news. So now stuff is coming out about Wilder. Mario, stay on your ground, bro. You saying what's right, bro. Stay there. Peace and love.
So Sony, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. So you saying that you don't believe the brother?
No, I do not. I mean, okay. Just let me say this. If the man has, you mean to tell me that he's on here saying that Fury put a dent in Wilder's head? So he's saying all that, but I don't hear him saying that I don't think my brother should fight again. We're talking about a dent in somebody's head. But I don't hear nobody saying they don't think Wilder should fight. If the man got a dent in his head, I think people should be saying like, yo, I think this dude needs to rethink his career. I'm talking about a dent in his head.
So you don't want this to be uncovered. You just rather it go away and the fight come, is what I'm saying. Like, we shouldn't find out if he does have a dent. We shouldn't find out if the brother's crazy.
I mean, why would you want a fighter going into a fight with a dent in his head? I'm just saying, if you guys follow this story, you're gonna fall flat on your face because there's nothing there. But I'm just saying, I don't hear nobody saying that, even if it could be true. So nobody's worried about his health or his career.
I mean, I think we are worried, or rather, I'm worried because I'm the one trying to say it needs to be uncovered. The ones that are like you and Mario and Mitty that are saying this ain't real. My champ gonna win. Oh, it was a fight. This is a joke. I'm more worried than you, obviously, because I want to make sure it's real. You talking about third fight? I mean, I don't know. Y'all a little bit. I don't know, man. I mean, I want to know if it's real. For real.
Stay on your ground, Mario.
I hear you, Sony. Thank you. We're going to go to James. We're doing Counterpunch. What up? James, is you there? Yeah, James, no? Yes? Maybe? You ain't unmuted, champ. No? Yes? Maybe so? All right, he's working. Let me see. I got... Sir, unmuted. Who are you? Name? Just muted yourself, all right? What's your name, though? Because you have no screen name. All right, in the meantime, we're going to Decatur, Georgia. Talk to me.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? You know, shout out to Baldy. Of course, you know, this once again headline, huh? So I'm on the mindset that Deontay Wilder, like the last caller, I think the last caller said that he done got past that. He like bump it, you know. He ready for round 3, but I say that, yeah, Mario, I understand I'm not a writer, so it's probably more to it, and I get that. But if it's Deontay Wilder brother, I would think that at least you could call him, and if he is lying or whatever the case may be, at least you would get that cleared straight away. I don't know. I don't see no harm into, checking into it myself. That's how I feel about it. But I hope that man ain't got no dent in his head. And if he do, man, that's a whole nother conversation. You dig? Like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I hope that man ain't got no dent. And if Tyson Fury put something in his glove, man. Hey, man, that dude need to be investigated because this shit just getting ridiculous. And I just want to say one thing to you, Mitty. Hey, I appreciate you for kind of being 50-50, but do you at least think a little bit like, damn, something is kind of fishy a little bit? Do you think that a little bit?
No, to be honest, I don't, right? I don't think it's fishy, even a little bit, because it's too much, right? But I might be proven wrong, and then, that's when I'm going to have to come and say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry for that, right? But,
Oh no, that's cool. I respect your at least you all the way honest with it. I was just curious, did you at least a little bit think? Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? Shit kind of tainted to me. But y'all be easy, keep the show going, and I'm out.
Cool.
So, I mean, I don't want to draw out a long conversation. We still got callers, but you guys don't think this helps the fight at all, interest-wise?
Oh, it does. It
so
does.
Then why wouldn't
100%.
mainstream media pick it up to say, man, this guy got beat so bad, he's got to say this? Like,
I don't know. You mean like mainstream media, maybe boxing publication and boxing journalists, maybe to hype up the fight? Yeah, why not? But
listen,
this is not their responsibility. Right?
The one thing I will say, I don't think that the mainstream media would use that unless, again, Wilder comes out, because remember, it can't. I said secondary source earlier, and you got to understand that nobody can give out your medical records. Nobody is allowed, like no doctor. You can't call up to a doctor's office and say, "Hey, does Mitty did he pass that test for
not.
Hernia?" And you can't get that stuff online. So it's like until Wilder comes out, it's just speculation. But at the same time, I agree. No, real quick though, I'm giving you your props because I agree that it should be tried harder. I think what's with me personally, it's like I wouldn't have even tried to touch it because I was thinking to myself, like, man, he's been silent on the matter. If he's gonna talk to anyone, it's gonna be Ness. But you're right. That's kind of a excuse. Like I should try harder. There's nothing wrong with trying to try harder. Probably just in my feelings for a while about it all. And so, yeah, man, you're right. I agree with you about that. But again, that's me as a boxing journalist as opposed to an ESPN or a Yahoo. I just don't know if they would try to touch it, knowing that they can't publish medical records without the consent of that party in the first place.
Yeah, shout out Big Willie Low, Mr. 205, man. Yeah, look, man, I want to know what champ you was there? You was at the hospital? What hospital? I want him to say Alabama General. Yeah, I would like that's our family physician. You know what I'm saying? Like I want that. All those secondary quotes will work because then the Iolis will be forced to do their job and a guy like Shelly Finkel. Look, Shelly's been telling me for 6 months. Not this month, next month. Next month is next month, and next month is next month. Until he finally said, hit me up after June. And I hit him up after June, and he said, not yet. So he probably can't do that to Ioli because the story means more on Yahoo to him. He's old media, right? And Shelly's old. So it's probably more damaging for it to be on ESPN and ESPN say, well, we reached out to Deontay Wilder's manager 6 times, or he strung us along for 6 months. It looks worse. But they can't do that to big time media, right? But the more we laugh, the more they'll keep doing it to us because you guys laugh. Because this can't be true because it didn't happen already. It didn't. We don't have boxing history to show us that this does happen in boxing. Steve, Chicago, talk to me.
Yeah, hey, what's up, Nuss? Yeah, here's the issue I got with tonight's show. It's sad when you got a host on the show, a show that's called The Voice of the People, right? And I appreciate and I support the fact that, Ness, you let us, the fans, have a voice. But it's sad when a host on here is going to laugh and gawk at a question of a fighter just like him that asked, hey, I would like the mainstream media to look a little closer at this. That's sad. But you know what? Let me give him a reality check. He's a low-level fighter. When you're a professional fighter, a professional athlete, or celebrity, check this out. You are criticized by your fans and your peers. So there's nothing wrong with the fans speaking up and saying something's fishy here. So I don't see anything wrong with wanting mainstream media to pick this up. There's nothing wrong with this. And I told you, I watched the fight. Mitty, did you even watch the fight? Did you watch the second fight? Because if you sit here and tell me,
I didn't.
If you sit here and you tell me that he wasn't hitting him illegally, then I don't know what's wrong with you, brother. Because I told Ness that. I don't know if something was with the gloves, but I can tell you he was hitting him with the palm. He wasn't hitting him with the glove. Go watch the fight. I'm out.
All right, thank you. I'll do that. I'll watch the fight.
We have a super chat from T Plums, and T Plums says, "What is there to argue?" I wonder if he put V or did he mean B? Like, you know what I mean? Like us New Yorkers. I mean, I ain't from New York, but you know what I mean, B. That being said, it's a hyperlink. I didn't even know YouTube does that. If you do a super chat, you could actually put a link in the comments. That's dope. So I clicked it, and look what he sent us to screen share. Bloop. He says, Mitty, how can you question this? How can you not question it, rather? Are you looking, Mitty? Oh, yeah, Mitty needs 15 seconds. Count 15 in your head, Mitty. Headshot. Pow, pow, pow.
All right. So it's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it will be on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah, he's about to screen share it, but it takes us.
15
it
seconds.
takes me about 30 seconds.
Damn,
I see that.
I just got it now.
Damn, Mitty got better internet all the way in the Queenstown.
Nah, he said it and
Country.
I got it.
So what do y'all think? Look at that right hand, man. That looks odd.
Oh yeah, like from who? From John
Mitty,
Kozinski?
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's a photographer that was there.
You see the watermark, John Kozinski.
That's why he's got his photographer. He's a photographer, and that's why it's copyrighted because he was there. He took the picture.
And you got that from him, right? From the photographer.
No, this is a website. Look, it's here. This is his thing right here. Look, John Krasinski. You see it? Do I gotta back out a little more? Or you probably need 15 seconds. I think.
Yeah, you probably need to back out.
Yeah. Okay. Wait 1 second. Let me lower it. Right there it says it at the top. Las Vegas photos. He was at the fight. He's a photographer, John Gozinski. It's just like this girl. What's her name? The little famous photographer everybody uses now. Help me. Something photos. Come on, guys. All right, whatever. Andre Ward used her a lot. And now she does a lot for Andre Berto. And she's at every big fight. Come on. Someone help.
I don't know who you're talking about, but I just I'm sorry,
Right,
I'm barely even thinking about
the
it.
whole
I'm trying
point
to
is
see the
she's got a Dropbox. Everybody got a Dropbox when you're a. Yeah, that is a real picture. That's his real picture. This is his profile. You can go. You see, it says portfolio there and everything.
So that should be taken and then just like taken as evidence, right? And then just like
But what is your
submit
thoughts?
it.
But forget about the evidence. What are your thoughts on the photo? What do you like?
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving on then.
But that picture I've seen before, you know.
Yeah, but it doesn't look right though. That's all.
That's the one that does like the round, right? So that's the one that does the round. And then of that picture, there's actually people that will just put that picture side by side with video footage, not pictures, of the glove, and you don't see that. You don't see that same like dent in there.
You know,
That's
that
what I
was
told you before.
that was the one that Rel had put up, and then they had. Oh, actually, Tiny Tim just had a super chat. He says, "Photoshopped. I got the same photo with normal glove." Yeah,
cool,
actually,
cool. So send us the link. Send us the link, just like T Plums did.
I'll send it to
No,
your
but
profile.
that's what I mean. Like, it's not even a picture that I have. I have the same shot. Like, so someone who just said, "Oh, we're gonna try to debunk it." They take that picture and then they put the video side by side, and you see that, and then you'll see the video that shows like the full padding. So
Yeah, but you got to remember the video is going at normal speed. If you
no,
slow it
they
down,
just slow it down. They slow it down. Like
yeah,
in
but you
that
got
thing,
to slow
I
it
sent
down
that.
to the frame of the
Sent that.
camera.
I sent that and I put that in pre-pro already, in the pre-pro and in the TBV chat, right? So but that's what I'm saying. Like, and I guess like Mofongo can just like attest to that. We talked about it for the last 2 days, and we even had a caller yesterday that said, "Oh yeah, like so there's like in one round you can see it without the padding, and then in the next round there
Yo,
is the padding on
listen,
there. So the padding gets
whether
kind of moves from one round to the other."
listen, Mitty, whether you can see it in one round or the other round, ask yourself this: when have you seen someone else's glove do that many fucking tricks,
No,
man?
but that's what I'm
But
saying.
have
Like,
you ever
I've,
seen anyone
I
else's
haven't
glove do
I
that
haven't
many
seen
tricks?
that. I haven't seen without padding in any round except on pictures that are coming out now, right? And
No, no,
pictures
no.
like
I
where,
mean, take it
yeah.
back to the floppy glove. Have you ever seen anyone's gloves do those type of tricks? Like every day, it's
No,
an
no, 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 no.
exactly. Like, come on. I mean, first the padding, the flopping 90-degree angles. It's a lot of weird stuff there, bro. But look, got tons of callers. No more talking. I'm really quiet this time. That's it. I'm done. We're gonna get straight to Elijah. What up?
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just one thing that came on top of my head. Where's the Wilder that's the first to tell everyone, "Oh, you're a drug cheat. You did this wrong. You did this wrong." Did this loss humble him or something? Because he's not talking. He would have been the first one out complaining about Jarrell Miller. But anyway, what happened to the "I'm the baddest man on the planet. I'm the most feared. Nobody wants to fight me. I'll go to Russia." And then after Fury battered him, "Oh, Marsellos, go tell everyone I got a dent in my head. Blue blood, go put some more fake news out." Fucking hell, man. Fix up America, man. Get out of here.
All right. George. George, first time caller. You gotta unmute. George, going once. Intermedia.
Hey Ness, it's this Gio.
Oh, what up? You got your George there. Sorry, brother.
Yeah, man. It's Skype. Yeah. Man, I just want to ask y'all, man, how is it that y'all just so dismissive when the video it's too much proof to just put it all on Wilder's fans? It's like we're making up. So y'all think all the videos Photoshop with the floppy glove or anything like that, man? What do y'all really think? Why are y'all so dismissive of it? That's what I don't get.
I mean, I could take a stab at it. I think that it's just been so much. Like, it was somebody that infiltrated Wilder's camp or Wilder's side, right? Or it was a turncoat. Well, something was in his glove. No, padding was taken out. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this to me looks like there's no padding in the glove, right? And that's what was being argued before. But I thought we were saying that something was in his glove now. Like, that's what I'm trying to say is, like, it's not that I don't think that there's merit there or that these things don't look weird. I think that a select few people, and I'm not talking about Wilder fans either, not real Wilder fans. I'm talking about the people that just want to cause drama, have gone out of their way to Photoshop and create evidence and do things like that. And then it ruins what's legit out there. And that's the biggest problem is that everybody has a voice and everybody has Photoshop, and the people that continuously post stuff, like, and that's the thing. Maybe I'm just too close to it. Maybe I see it too much on Twitter, and maybe I'm seeing the hate and the ugliness that comes with it, because that's the other thing that nobody's talking about is y'all pretend like y'all are and I'm not saying the caller, I'm not saying anybody specifically from this show. I'm saying when I see it on Twitter, they're not arguing who had gloves loaded or who took out this or who should have beat who. They're getting ugly and they're calling each other names, both sides. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why when I see this topic, it's like, damn, like, it's just going to turn into race bait stuff. It's going to turn into ugly people saying ugly things about each other.
So,
you know, and so it's just for me, I guess, I don't know, man. I mentally, it's hard to see this over and over. But again, I don't think that should take the value out of what's come out. I just feel like it's so overwhelming that it just makes you throw your hands up.
So, see, this is the difference between liars and people that tell the truth, right? T-Plums paid to send a link to a person's verified account where the picture has a copyright number. It's copyrighted, okay? He's published this picture. His name and number are here. I'm going to screen share one more time, okay? Because it's just so sad. I mean, the length that you people go to not believe. Look, it is copywritten, okay? It has his phone number there. Since you want to question that this picture is fake, okay?
Call him.
And you can call him, okay?
No, call him.
No,
like
I'm not gonna call him, Mitty, because the picture that I was sent is a screenshot, and the website is IMGUR. What the hell is that? And this is no information here. Why isn't this one Photoshop? Why is the one that a guy has it copywritten, has his phone number and his contact ready to be contacted any moment? Get out of here.
Yeah,
like,
so we can,
you guys going
we can
to the
call
limb.
him.
So call him.
So why don't,
Go ahead. I
so why don't
screen
we
shared the
call him?
number. I screen shared the number. Call him.
It'll be easier if you can help me out with a US call out, right? So
go ahead, contact them. You know,
contact them. We do
just
that.
Like,
no problem.
Look,
Like
Mario, Mario. There you go. That's
okay,
another piece for the story right there.
It was okay to call someone like on a car dealership, but it's not okay to do that for these guys.
Exactly,
you know
exactly. Because I'm not gonna make your argument. Why am I gonna make your argument? I gotta continuously help you. Come on.
Yes.
You're the one saying it's a joke. You're the one laughing. You're the one laughing. You're the one not believing.
All right. Cool. No
listen,
problem.
you just told the people I got the same picture and it's fake. I got one that shows that the glove is not there, or you said you seen video.
I didn't say.
You said you seen video. You said you seen video.
He said that he has one where the glove looks regular. That's what he said.
Yeah, no, a video.
So if you got one where the glove looks regular, and I have a copywritten one from the photographer that was at the fight, which one is fake?
I'm not saying that it's fake or not fake. I'm just saying what Mitty said.
I mean, his phone number is here for those that want to ask him if he didn't take his picture.
The other picture.
Please drop the phone number in the chat.
They sent it to me on Twitter because this person, this
person,
I
thought you were gonna screen share it.
No, because
why
would I screen? He didn't super chat it. He doesn't want to be seen.
If you can help me out, please, with dropping the phone number in the chats, I'll do that.
Yeah. Let me go to Intermedia.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, live from London. What's up?
What up?
What up?
Yeah, you know what it is though? Like, this is becoming so embarrassing. It's been like since February, man. And there's still more and more excuses. Like, Wilder hasn't come up and said anything. And I find it so crazy that a doctor is saying that a dent in his ear was caused by a metal object. This is boxing. How many broken faces get broken? Jaws get broken. Noses get broken. eye sockets get broken. Then you want to come and say a little dent in his ear because of a metal object. This is crazy. This is boxing, heavyweight boxing. What are we doing? Wilder is out here looking crazy and he's twerking, and you guys are accepting this. This is madness, man. You know what I mean? When Wilder when AJ lost, oh, he's not a champ. He was fake. Red. Wilder's lost, and since February till now, he's still going making up excuses. It's crazy. Just let it go. Wait for Fury fight, and that's it. Let's all move on.
All right. Yo, which one is it? Is Wilder making excuses or is he silent? I mean, you guys confuse me with this, bro. Every day you like flip flop. Stonebone Boxing, talk to me.
What up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, Ness. So I guess we can't take a guy with the same last name that's his brother, but we can take a guy who ain't his brother about the Dillian was out here running around like not saying nothing, but Dean was like he's clean, he's clear. So we supposed to take Dean White, who ain't even a real white, take his word, but we can't take Wilder blood brother word. Come on with these jokes. And that's why, listen, I don't agree with Trump on a lot, but these fake journalists like Mario who will run around and laugh and giggle. Let me ask you this question, Ness. What is more journalistic integrity, to interview a person's brother who said he got documents from a doctor saying his brother was hit with something, or to run out and put out a story talking about a fighter did 2,500 pay-per-view sales? Which one is more journalistic integrity to you?
Obviously, you know the one that uncovers that story, because we get pay-per-views,
a possible
all the time.
Assault, but we're gonna run around and we're gonna waste print and waste our ads, all this on 2,500. These journalists is putting out fake stories every day, but somehow talking to his brother Mario says that's not integrity. No journal will put their integrity on the. Look, these dudes running around with these fake numbers every day, lying about how much money these dudes making, lying about pay-per-views, lying about ratings, and then when it come out, you don't never see the articles like, oh yeah, I lied about 2,500 with Wilder. Oh, I lied about the TV ratings. No, so let's stop it and quit making up these little excuses to not dig and see what really happened. When the story fits your narrative, you want to investigate. When it don't, you want to go silent. And that's why journalists are worse than Trump. Y'all on the same page. And that's why y'all get booed out of here. And most of y'all are fake journalists. And maybe you.
What about your integrity? I never laughed at any aspect of this, of him getting his brain beats, or I'm sorry, his head hit in. I didn't laugh once. I laughed at the fact that Ness called a dealership about this dude, which I think is still funny. It was hilarious. And, I'm sorry if it hurt anybody's feelings, but it was funny to me. I haven't laughed at one thing. And because I don't want to run down a lead that they have already, like, what are you even talking about right now? Wilder has a video out there where he called me a fat Mexican and stupid. All right. So what do you want? You want me to call him back? And what do I say? Hey, bro, can you give me that breaking news? Like, you're tripping. Like, I mean, I agreed with Ness not from the beginning, but I came to my senses and said, you're right. I could do more. Everybody could do more. So I can't just say, oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do anything because I know the outcome, because you don't get far like that. So I agreed with that. But there's at never one point did I laugh at this. But at the same time, where's the integrity of me going and putting a story out there saying that Tyson Fury cheated because of an Instagram post? Because I don't get my news from IG. I don't get my news from anywhere other than Twitter. Probably is the only social media place where I get my links. I don't get my news from that. I know that media is messed up. That's why I get my media from other places, from select sources where I trust them. But you saying that I'm laughing at this is not true. I'm not laughing. I don't think it's funny. If this man got brain damage, if this man got a dent in his skull, that's not funny. This is a fight game. That's real. That happens. I can't prove anything about it, and I can't prove how it was caused. But if it's true, however it happened, whether it was a car accident, boxing, sparring, playing baseball, I don't care. That's not funny.
We got a new caller in the 540. Where is that? Is that? That's not New Orleans. Isn't it New Orleans 504?
Yo, they dropped off like 4 times, but I seen it. There's nobody there on there.
No, it's right there.
It's only three numbers.
I see it. It's right here. New caller, what's going on, brother? First time calling in? Or sister?
Yeah, is this me?
Yes, sir. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Hey, man, I'm calling from Virginia, man, VA. My
VA,
name's Stacey White.
stand up. What is it? Casey White?
Yeah. No, Stacy.
Stacy, talk to us, champ.
Yeah, man. I just wanted. This is my first time calling. I just wanted. I've been watching the show for a long time, bro. But it's like, I think it's funny how people don't realize like money can do a lot. You know what I'm saying? People can do all kind of evil stuff for money. So how did y'all not know this man was paid off? People was paid off too. You know what I'm saying? Help Tyson Fury do something with his gloves. Like Mayweather, I just watched the joint with Mayweather when he tested the gloves of Madonna and he could feel his knuckle through it. So I mean, why is it not realistic?
All right, champ. That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got, bro.
All right. Stacy, thanks for calling in. VA, let me go down this line here. Who did I miss? Looks like I got everybody. Greatness, you good? James, I know you did a counter punch. You good? I thought we went to the person with no screen name. We did go to him, right? I think that's everybody. All right, then.
Yo, just a quick one. Like, I got through to the
Yes, hold on a minute, Mitty. Who's this?
Jay?
Jay?
Yeah, on Skype.
What's up, Jay? Where you calling in from?
I'm from the Bay.
All right, talk to us, brother. Your screen name doesn't say Jay, FYI. Get with some of the guys in the back call. They could definitely help you out with that.
All right, yeah, for sure. Let me go in real quick, man. I find it funny how everybody's just playing dumb to these pictures. Like, it's crazy. And the reason that, they want to, well, let me just say this. When you showed that picture, the first thing he did was just automatic. He was just challenging everything. Well, who's that guy? What's his name? And can we trust him? And is this fake? And it's like, dude, look, like, are you even trying to get to the bottom of this? Like, and the moment we figured out that, okay, this is legit. This is a dude's site. He actually takes these pictures. He has his name on them. He's not going to Photoshop some shit and put it out there as real photos with his name on it. It's funny how that same level of scrutiny is just turned off as soon as you get past that point. Like, okay, now that we figured out this is a legit photo, let's look at the photos. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Motherfuckers start getting all hazy all of a sudden. The brain fog starts happening. Like, keep that same level of scrutiny. If you wanted to say it was fake before, once we determine it's not a fake photo, now let's look at it. Now, you can't say both hands, both gloves don't look funny in this fight. They may not be enough to say, hey, Tyson Fury's cheating, Mario, but it's enough to say, hey, let's look into it. Now, that's what y'all won't even say y'all willing to do, is to just look into it, not to make any determinations, not to say this person is cheating or that person is lying, just to say, hey, let's look into this because that does look bad. That does look weird. I've never seen that before. Let's look into it. And to hear somebody from somebody's family, his brother, not only is it his brother who is also a fighter, he's in his camp. How is that not a good source? How is that not a close source?
Trains with him, brother. Trains with him. But listen, gotta cut you. You know you only get a minute. I'll let you rock out as a new caller. Dr. Mofongo with a super chat says, no one is even saying, no one's mentioning Fury used horsehair gloves. And, that's a great point because that was a specific pair of gloves that Mayweather decided to pay Maidana $1.5 million not to wear those Mexican horsehair MX gloves, because, they are just different from padded gloves. But, Mario, is that 513?
I was looking at it right now. I think wait, oh no, 52. Yeah, it's Elohim
James, what up?
What's good? What's good? What's good, Ness?
How are you, brother?
Yo, family. Listen, I'm just kind of disgusted, man, and I was disgusted earlier this morning, listening to you guys, speak about Fury and who's the other one, Dylan White and Povetkin and stuff, and I'm really upset that guys are still trying to push this narrative of Tyson Fury being so great, and because he's so great, we have to throw all these allegations out the window. I mean, the brother has had numerous occasions where people have said he's done stuff to his gloves. We've had the drug cheating over in the UK where the man's license was going to be banned, and nobody really even looked into that. And then now you got him, out here supposedly putting a dent in my man's head. And it's not Mario who's laughing. It's your boy Mitty over here trying to make a joke of it like it's funny. But like you said, when you a fighter and you get in there and you risking your life, bro, ain't nothing funny about this, man. This dude should be brought up on charges. This dude should be banned from boxing for life. And yes, someone should be investigating. There's been way too many stories behind Tyson Fury that nobody has followed up on to see if there's any truth to him. Even the promoter or the so-called manager he had that has all this dirt behind him, he's attached to him. There's nothing but dirt following Tyson Fury, and nobody's doing the investigating that they need to be doing to find out what's really real. And that's what lets you know that there's something beyond what's going on. And maybe that's why Wilder is keeping quiet, because there's some other powers that be that are in place here that are trying to keep all of this under the wraps. But I tell you what, it's gonna come to the light. And you and Mr. Mitty, you gonna have that sour face like you always do, because you UK bums is the worst, bruh. I hope you do come to another Border Wars, because sign me up, because I want you, bruh. And I'm out.
All right. I guess we're gonna see each other soon, my friend.
Yo, and Mitty want all the smoke. That's the funny thing. Mitty's actually good, guys. So horsehair padding, horsehair gloves are durable and help you dish out some major force, but they aren't ideal for protecting your hands against an opponent's skull or heavy bag in the gym. Modern companies that still utilize horsehair filling pride themselves on producing puncher's gloves. Reduced padding may do more damage to your hands, but it also allows for more powerful punches. Difference in horsehair padding. Now, foam padding has continued to grow in popularity and in sophistication over the last few decades. The material used in foam training and competition gloves consists of a special combination of shock-absorbing PVC foam and latex. Since the ratios of the foam ingredients can be modified depending on the purpose of the glove, they are more versatile than horsehair gloves. All right, so there is a difference in the gloves. You know what I mean? There could be more manipulation in horsehair gloves than there can in padding gloves. Now, because people, you could hear the term, "Oh, he took out padding," and you thinking like, "Yo, he's removing like padding, physical padding, like on your carpet." No. It's different things depending on the glove. But I think that was the last caller, guys. I think we're done with this. Wow. I thought this was going to be, I came on alone thinking it was going to be like a quick 30-minute
a quick
show.
one, right?
Then
Hey,
Mitty
just a
jumped
quick
on,
one.
Mario jumped on. Yeah, go for it.
I gave that the photographer like a call. It's actually a Las Vegas number, so the guy is based in Las Vegas, but he didn't pick up. So I left him like a voicemail.
What's his name?
Telling him,
did he at least say his name in the voicemail?
Yeah, that was the name that you put on the
there you go.
on the chat. So hopefully, well, I'll follow up anyway. Even if he doesn't ring me back, I'll keep ringing, and let's see. Let's see. I'll record the conversation as well. I'll let him know that I'm recording the conversation, and I'll send it to you guys.
You don't even got to do that. If he says anything remotely good, we could just schedule him for an interview.
Yeah, actually, yeah. But I told him like, hey, we will be interested in buying the picture, But there's like potential controversy around that picture. So I want to know if it's his own
I
original
wonder if
one,
he
and if
knows.
we
Like,
can
I wonder
get
if
that.
he has any idea
Yeah,
like that
maybe,
his
right? So,
pictures
but it's true.
going
Like
on the
if it's
internet.
the real picture, like I don't know how much is charging for that, but it's probably not charging, that much for one single picture of a fight, right? So, and that's why he's putting out there for on his site with the watermark for people to purchase. So if it's a genuine picture that just leads to the
Real
controversy, I'm
quick,
sure that picture will sell a lot, right? So.
when you're done, we're gonna go to Boomerang, and I think is that Rail Mario Stonebone. Talk to us.
What up? What up?
What
Hey man,
up?
yeah, I'm driving now, man. I hope I ain't too loud and too bad. But listen, what I'm saying is my words became exact truth because Mario just told you it don't matter if it's a good story, it don't matter if it's a possible assault, it don't matter about none of that. It's because he's personal about being disrespected. That's why you don't need to be a journalist. That's why most of these cops don't need to be cops. Listen, these dudes get pissed on every day by Trump, but they there the next day to do their job and ask a question. So a lot of you need to, like Ness said, drop your nuts, quit being personal. It's okay. When he called you a fat Mexican, you went and took steroids and did your deadlifts. So now you a cut up Mexican. You a swole Mexican. Now next time Wilder disrespect you, you tell him, don't disrespect me. I work for mine. But don't be a chump and not ask questions that deserve to be asked. And that's a fact.
Well, don't come on here beating the same stupid bush. I literally said the moment that Ness said, bro, you could do more. Go back and check what I said. I don't even understand your call. So you just wanted to get the last word. That's all you wanted. That's good. That's cool. You get the last word. I thought you were bigger than that. All good. You do your thing. All I'm telling you is that I agreed from the beginning. I mean, I disagreed from the beginning and said, what's the use? And then when Ness said you could do more, I thought to myself, you're right. I could do more. He's not lying. He's right. The only way I'm gonna get ahead is by doing more at everything. And so I don't understand. You're just trying to beat me down for nothing. Like what you want me to agree, and what else do you want me to do? What do I need to do? Do I need to write you an apology? Like this is stupid. Stupid. People can't like grow out somebody else trying to just like bring them down and make sure that they don't grow as much as you want them to. Like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. All good though.
Night Train. Night Train. Night Train. Just listen and chant. Oh shit. Well, all right. I think that's it. I don't know. Night Train. Any final thoughts, gentlemen? This has been a long one.
Yeah, it's been a long one. I think we've all said a lot about it,
This
so I don't
reminds
know.
me of Mayweather Pacquiao, bro. Those debates were passionate. Like people called each other names. This is that, man. Like it's a fandom split down the middle. That's what it is, man. You know, people
I
don't
don't
want
know
their
if it's
guy to
necessarily a
lose.
fandom, right? Because I don't think that everyone is necessarily a Fury or Wilder fan, right? So there's like people, some people want to stand for what they believe is right? And for one, I don't believe I'm not like one that you'll hear saying that Fury is the best boxer in the world or his skills or whatever. I'm still the guy that think that Fury is the guy that uppercut himself, right? So I don't want him to be the heavyweight champ of the world. But if he wins it in the ring, there's nothing you can say or do, right? So I'm still Team AJ, in all this, but I
Nah, I
don't
feel
know.
you. Listen, for me, man, I swear to God, like that's why to me, like I get why Ness likes to do this show, but I don't like doing these shows. Like all it is people like the UK's called in and said, ugly things. I don't even know. I call it the Wilder side because I feel like the real Wilder fans like CYP, who said, they just want that third fight. it's not even them like creating this narrative that the fight can't go on. Like, and I understand the investigation part of it, because you're right, it has been very quiet about this topic, but ultimately, like, I don't understand. All we could do is ask Deontay to come on. We've done that. Ness asked Marsellos to come on. We've done that. They didn't answer. They don't want to yet. That's cool. All good. But like, where do we go from there? What do we do from that point? You know what I'm saying? But it's just this so intense love for either Deontay or Tyson that is just mixing the emotions for everybody. And then they call on here and accuse us of mixing emotions. Like, bro, I don't care who wins. I just want the best to fight the best. You really think I care? Like, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I probably did want Wilder AJ more than I want Fury AJ now. But guess what? I just want a unified champion. And you know what else? I want that in every division. Every division, from the bottom to the top. I want a unified champion. And I just don't want it to get in the way of that. I don't know. That's it. That's it for me.
Yeah, that's it for me too. I mean, my only final thoughts are basically, if you have information or evidence to present, present it the way T Plums did, and it can be fact checked. That's all I can say. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Peace.
At Mario McGee on Twitter, at Mario McGee on Instagram. See you in the morning. Peace.
Yo, Coach Mide, and catch you soon. See you later.
Damn, Midi. Yeah, peace.